Licensed by Nintendo, of course. Alright, get the volume adjusted. It is, after all, Super Nintendo audio. Can you still hear me alright? Is the game too loud? Is it too quiet? Because this is probably the loudest the game's gonna get. Fumo mode. Seems okay? Alright. He likes it. Bubsy likes the audio. I mean, you can do what you want, Vixen Dragon. I let people draw me however they want. I don't have any rules. Art should be free. You know? Game's not too loud. Okay. Tommy Fist said, a little too loud, you're already. What did Tommy Fist mean by this sentence? So, this is a really bootleg menu, like, as you can see. And there's this weird, like, modes, like play for points, play for time. Who knows what they mean by this? It could be a separate mode. You think it's teensy bit loud? Okay. You know, that's very possible, so I dropped it a little bit there. So there's other modes too, like Grand Tour, first floor, second floor, third floor. What do they mean by this? I kind of know what they mean by this, but I also kind of don't. You think you should hear Bubsy's awful noises? Hey, that's fair. I think you'll hear them just fine with these volume levels, at least probably. Probably. Just kind of thinking about adjusting this right now. It's always tricky doing this kind of thing for stream. It is very penisy, yes. It is very penisy. So, my experience with Bubsy 2 is reasonably extensive, but most of it as a child. This is a game that was gifted to me by my parents, I think on a Christmas, because it was a cheap game, and that's just how that goes. So this was a game that tormented me as a kid. I played this a fair amount. I don't think I ever beat it. I have no memories of ever beating it. As a result, I am decently familiar with this game. However, there are probably some levels I've not played in like over, you know, God knows how many years, like over 2 decades or something. So like, I'm not gonna fucking remember everything, and there may be some levels I never did. The early parts of the game I'm decently familiar with, but it is Bubsy, so we're gonna see how it goes. Also, somehow there's a 2-player mode. There's 2-player friends. There's 2-player feisty. 1-player mini, and I don't even know what that means. Should we like look at a manual, chat? Should we look at a fucking manual? Because maybe this will be important information for beating this video game. Like, what is happening with these modes? Like, what do they even mean? Like, I think I should pull up the manual. Because this is kind of silly. Alright, I got a manual up. It was very easy to find, surprisingly. Let's see. First floor, take an easy visit to the first levels. Okay. Second floor covers a visit to each of the 5 worlds. And then the third floor takes you directly to the top floor. And I guess that like might be like you redo the boss. So like, is that like basically if you game over whatever, you can just like, this is basically a way of getting around like saving the game and like passwords and stuff, and you just like do a stage select is kind of what this is. That's the impression I'm getting from this chat, is that's what these are. That's what they mean. So like if I get a game over, I could just retry, like say like the final boss beats me or some whatever the hell this is. I could just like use, like I could go here and go 3rd floor, and it might take me to the final boss again, or like the last batch of levels or something. So basically, I don't have to do everything all on Grand Tour, because Grand Tour is like everything. Grand Tour is 15 levels total. So yeah, Grand Tour is like the whole game all in one go, like a one CC kind of, I guess, in a manner of speaking, kind of like that. And let me see what else is going on with these. Okay, so there are mini games. Okay, so these, like mini, that is mini games. There are mini games in this, and these are just ways to directly play the mini games. So that's what those mean. All right. Well, the manual explained it. The manual revealed everything. So now we are fully informed on Bubsy 2. And we are finally ready to commence with Bubsy 2. So we'll play it by ear. We'll start with Grand Tour, see how it goes, and do level selects, I guess, or whatever the fuck these are, and go from there. I have a choice of starting on East Wing or West Wing first. You have to basically do either one of these anyway, is my understanding. You don't really get out of this. Like, I'm pretty sure it's just which one do you want to do first. I could be wrong about this, but I think that's the idea.
Nothing can stop me now.
But yeah. As always, let me know how the audio levels end up being. So yeah, this is your Bubsy 2. Indeed, it does, Tommy Fists. King of Denial. Woohoo. So the same basic rules of Bubsy 1 are in place here. Fall damage still exists. However, Bubsy does not die in one hit to every single thing. So you actually get some slack here. Bubsy is like, actually has any amount of wiggle room. And also Bubsy has items. Bubsy has a variety of different items. I don't remember how useful these are and how they generally function, but they are existent and you can obtain them in various locations and secrets. It is a thing. Also, Bubsy moves incredibly fast in this game, and more fast than he did in the first game. So basically, this game's still a clusterfuck. However, it is probably at a baseline level easier than Bubsy 1, just based off the fact that you don't die in one hit to everything. And the fact that they give you like any amount of additional tools and things to work with, you know? So you're definitely getting a little more to work with here. Still has like the checkpoint system. The level design is still a labyrinthine clusterfuck. So there's still a lot of that nonsense going on. But in theory, it's an easier game. But as you can see, we just got ambushed there. But we didn't die instantly. If that was the first game, that would have been an instant death with that pig dropping out of nowhere and just hitting us. So, and I think there are health restores in this, if I recall correctly. I don't know if it's only the exclamation mark checkpoints or if there's something else that can do it, but I vaguely recall there may be a thing. I'm also pretty sure that when you kill enemies in this, it doesn't save it into memory like the first game, which is incredibly fucking strange. The first game did that at all. Yep, see, I just got my health back. I took damage and then just got it back. You can see the status of my hits in the top right. I just took another hit, so... And yeah, this game is complete nonsense. It does so many random weird fucking things constantly. It is baffling level design. And the main enemies this time are not woolies. They're like these weird pig fuckers. I'm not really sure what's up with that. I don't think the developers know what's up with that either. So there's a whole lot of weirdness to this one. Hey, Swinerhead. This game is the work of auteurs? Yeah, maybe. Yes, everything takes place in space, which is why my thumbnail had, like, the space background. Because this is a very space-focused thing. It's like Bubsy goes to space kind of deal. I don't know why Bubsy's going to space. Okay, no health restore. Okay, it's the band-aids. The band-aids give you your health back and nothing else does. Got it. Okay. Also, you might notice there's a bunch of arrows pointing to various locations. Don't worry about that. These arrows, from my experience, constantly are lying to you, and it is in fact not where you're supposed to go. It can sometimes be a guidepost, but basically what ends up happening is that the level design will point to various different locations, and then it ends up like just leading you in a circle forever. So don't worry too much about the arrows. They might lead somewhere, they might not. It's really quite the fucking mess. As you can see, there is unfortunately still a timer in this game. It's in the bottom left, so... Okay, we're gonna follow the arrow. We're gonna humor the arrow. Okay, so it opened that up. It might have opened up another path somewhere else. We don't know because the game doesn't give us any feedback. Did that do something other than turn off the fire? Who knows? But look what the game just did. The game tricked us.
Bye-bye.
So the game still does stuff like that, like it does in Bubsy 1. So the game tricked us because they had marble, and they're like, haha, follow the marble. Oh wait, sucker, you're fucking dead. Never mind, we killed you because water instantly kills you. So there are still some things that just instantly kill Bubsy in this game. You can't escape the instant death. Anyway, who the fuck knows where we're going? Okay, so maybe it is true that this game also saves enemies in a memory because I don't see any of them. And we did go this way, so I guess they do stay permanently dead. I forgot that that was a thing in this game. I thought it was only the first game. So they still keep that tradition of just, like, enemies are dead. And they stay dead even between deaths. It's very fucking weird. Very fucking weird. And you can see that these, like, doors just rotate to random fuck-ass locations. Like, see? Like, you keep going in them and it just, like, does this weird looping. Which is just an extra layer of, like, convoluted, like, level design. Where you have even less of an idea of where you're going. Because of that, it's a complete fucking mess. Anyway, this is a minigame. This is one of the prestigious minigames of Bubsy 2. You are some armadillo with some of the worst music you'll ever fucking hear in your life. That sounds like some kind of anxiety attack. And this is incredibly difficult to control and is on a very strict time limit. There are, like, collectibles here, like lives and stuff, if you're lucky and can somehow wrangle whatever the fuck this is. It's complete nonsense. And we're, like, inside of, like, some truck or something. Alright, so we got the one up. I do like how a bunch of chat's like, oh yeah, these are the horrible fuckers from Bubsy 4D. because I showed off the demo of Bubsy 4D on a random stream recently. I will be playing all of Bubsy 4D and beating it on stream. That'll be the last game that we do in this like mini challenge. So do look forward to it. We still have a lot of bubs to get through though before we reach Bubsy 4D. And it's still about a month or so before it comes out. So like it's not gonna be right away. It's not gonna be right away. But I imagine, unless I really get walled, I should be able to finish this game. Or rather just this challenge, like, before Bubsy 4D's out, and we can finish it out with that. But yeah, I don't anticipate any of these being so lengthy that I get stuck for that long, unless I decide to just not stream any of it for terribly long. But as you can see, we are kind of in a bit of a issue here because I don't know where I'm going. Sometimes I accidentally find where I'm supposed to go here. Other times I get lost like I do now. Like it's pointing up. Why is it pointing up? I don't fucking know. Oh wait, this thing randomly opened now that was blocked before. So this is probably the progression. As you can see, there was no indication of this whatsoever. I had no idea this is what was going to happen. You just kind of have to aimlessly wander around and hope that you find out where progression is. And that's really the level design experience of this fucking game. And honestly, not really all that different with the first game. This Egyptian style level, though, is particularly egregious. Oh, right. Those, like, butterflies are enemies. Absurd. Some Amiga ass fucking shit right there. Ooh, a 2-up. I forgot those are even a thing. So we're finding some good lives here. That's going to be important. Lives are important in a game where you can die instantly to everything. Okay, so we got like these up. So presumably the death pits are gone. And this may help us in some way, I suppose. It gets us more marbles, which my arm is blocking the marble collection, which is, again, kind of why it's tricky to stream, because it's, like, tricky to do the VTubing thing, because you're always blocking something unless you shrink everything. But I'm not a big fan of shrinkage. I try not to if I can help it. But yeah, I've shown off this game a handful of times in the past, and have, like, done the first few levels or so. He's speedy. I see it's full sickos of time for you and much of chat. So another distinctive difference, as I just demonstrated here, are projectiles from enemies can be dealt with. You can jump on them and they will go away or be used as, like, you know, a way to get like a boost or something. Unlike the first game, where every projectile in the first game instantly fucking kills you. And you can't defend against them. You can only just try to get around them and ignore them. So this is what I was talking about a lot when I played the first Bubsy game. So this is the end of the level, by the way. When I played the first Bubsy game, you know, I bitched about this a lot and pointed out that, hey, Bubsy 2 does a lot of things better, even though it's not a good game. It's terrible. This game fucking sucks. However, it is a much better game than the first because it has tools. It lets you deal with any of its bullshit, whereas Bubsy 2 doesn't. And everything kills you in one hit in Bubsy, and there's no defensive items or methods or strategies. One level completed, and a whole lot of nonsense score. So, we have these weird things. These are, if I remember correctly, what these represent are our, they're like collectibles. We already got a few of them. They're like a special collectible, and you can exchange these for items. Or you can take away ones you have to get more of them. So you can buy and you can sell. It's a very strange system. I forget I forget what some of these do. I think this weird, like, what does this thing look like that I'm highlighting? It's like it looks almost like a hat or something, or like a pot. It almost looks like some like weird, like university hat used for graduation, like a graduation hat for a ceremony, but like there's a weird like black thing on it or something. Like, yeah, so basically it works like a bomb, like chat says. It's like supposed to be a bomb or something. And it's such an ugly, nondescript looking ass sprite. Like, you can barely tell what this is supposed to be. From what I recall, when you select items awkwardly in game, this is a full screen clear. So you can use this to kill every enemy on the screen. And it's it's consumable. That's what this does. I think this is ammunition for like the Nerf gun, which is exactly what you think it is. It's like an action platformer kind of style gun, like, you know, that you can use to shoot. And it can damage enemies. I don't recall if this is any good at all, but it is a thing that you can use, and these are each worth one of these things. I'm not a Bubsy 2 expert. However, I don't anticipate that the Nerf gun is useful when you can just bounce on enemies. And if you stand still, you're probably going to get killed anyway, because you have to stand still to shoot the Nerf gun. And basically what happens is there's constantly projectiles and enemies jumping around and all this other shit. So, like, what value are you going to get out of using a stationary Nerf gun to dispatch your enemies, when instead you could just get a whole bunch of this currency and sell all this off and get a bunch of lives? Because these are like 10 each. So, like, you could just sell this, get like 8 lives. Like, you know, why wouldn't you just do that instead? Like, you know what I mean, chat? Like, that makes the most sense. Who cares about these other things? The black hole, I think the black hole is like the fucking rope in Pokemon. It's so weird. I think the black rope, like, or the black hole is basically just a level exit. Like, you can just piece out of the level if you want to for some fucking reason. That's what I remember this does. I could be wrong, I could be misremembering, but this is such a weird item, and that's what I remember it doing. So that's the deal with this. And this spacesuit, whatever this is, I have no idea what this is. I don't know what this is for. I don't know what this does. Genuinely no fucking clue. Maybe it like makes you invincible to water or something. Maybe it's like a water suit. Man, it's such a weird game. But yeah, we're just gonna... Hey, Mountain Drew. We're just gonna bundle as many lives as we can, because we're gonna fucking need them. So you see, this is like a pirate thing, right? So you're thinking, oh, this is gonna be a pirate level. That sounds pretty cool.
I like it.
Oh, hey, it's one of the fuckers from 4D. Nope, not a pirate level. It's a space level. And there's low gravity. Hello, Borb fan. Thank you very much for the raid. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. So these will kill you. You don't want to jump into those or land near them or touch them in any way. They will just kill you. Thank you for shouting out, Borb fan. What were you up to, Borb fan? For those who don't know me, raiders, I am Masami. I do many things. I play many retro games, many indie games, modern games, especially retro games though. And today, I am working on a donation incentive that was met to beat every Bubsy game. And this is the second one. I beat Bubsy 1. We're working on Bubsy 2. And we are only just getting started on Bubsy 2. Been playing it for about 20 minutes. This is a game that I have familiarity with. I never beat it to my recollection, but I do kind of know what this game's like deal is. So there's less surprises in this game than there was for the first game. Bubsy is a bobcat. Hey, Violet. Yeah, Bubsy, Bubsy, bobcat, as it goes, as the saying goes. But yeah, I have a lot of childhood trauma with this game, so I am reasonably familiar with its machinations, and I greatly desire to get vengeance on it because it tormented me a lot as a kid. So I am more than happy to attempt to get vengeance upon this one. Yeah, this game sure can't run at a stable frame rate. It's so constantly jumping all over the place. So this is where they want you to use, like, the Nerf gun. Otherwise, you're probably going to get hit by these guys, right? I'm trying to remember what the control scheme is for that. Like, what's the magic button that you press to... Okay, it's Y. Or, sorry, X. Yeah, so this is how it works. I guess it's not stationary, but it is very hard to use. But yeah, I do think, like, the space background is kind of okay. Like, I do like that it has layers. It kind of gives it a little bit of depth, but it's kind of weird at the same time because stars, like, don't... It implies, like, the stars are really small and they're really close. So it's kind of a neat, kind of alright effect for a background, but it also makes no sense. Because it's, like, basically, yeah, like, the stars wouldn't move like that with these minor movements unless they were, like, right next to you, you know? And they were super tiny, which makes no fucking sense. So, you know. Space is really big. Space is a big place. Nothing is ever near you in space. Everything takes forever. And I hope that the game volume's still okay. I know this game sometimes can get loud, so this is probably about as good as it's gonna get. Probably. Yes, space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of Bubsy the Bobcat. Also, that doesn't damage you, in case you're wondering. Like, these weird, like, whatever these are, that actually doesn't deal damage to you, but it does move you around. Hi, Sheepy. Sheepy, why did you look menacing in the Jace Pento artwork? Why'd you look like that? You had that look about you like you were gonna tell me to go into a tornado again. Why'd that happen? Why was there that menacing look? Are you a big fan of the fucking noises that this game makes when you kill enemies? Hey, Sarah. I mean, yeah, it looks like you're gonna do that. Reminds me of that GameCube game I played. The volleyball one, like the Sega volleyball one. Looks like a very good game, honestly. It sure was stressful as fuck though to beat with versus the AI, because the AI was like blatantly cheating all the time. So where am I? Who knows? Nobody knows where I went. Nobody knows where Bubsy is. Bubsy doesn't know where he went. We're just randomly entering places and leaving them. Level design. Okay, we're somewhere different now. We found something different. So this is potentially some form of progression. Okay, maybe not. We just didn't see that particular sliver of the level. It says go right. I'm gonna believe the game. Do they mean this right? Does they mean go in here again? Because I'm way over here. Where's an arrow? Where is an arrow? Guide me, video game. Show me. Okay, so now it's telling me to go to the left. They're saying left, chat. Now by left, do they mean directly left? Because there's not a lot of places that I can see right now. Do they mean just go in here? Because isn't this where I came in from? But now I'm over here again. Now I'm over here again. So this doesn't seem to go to anywhere new except these two locations. It is really good art. They say, okay, they're saying go in here. Seems like they're insisting upon it. All right, this is progress. Did you know this game is also a fucking shmup? This game has shmup sections. I'm not even kidding. Like, look at this shit. Okay, I got a 2 up. Nice. I didn't get the health, though. It's hard to get. Alright, so that allegedly moved us to a new location. That's right, Javados. Oh, and these things are just here to kill you. I think these might even be a one-shot kill. Okay, so we can't get through that because we need to flip that lever or whatever. Oh, great. I got hit by it. Bubsy says things in Bubsy 2 when he dies. It's new and exciting. It's new and excitingly different. Anyway, you get to do the shmup section again. So I hope you enjoy doing the shmup section again. And like I said, because the enemies are saved into memory in the sequel as well, the enemies are just gone now, except for the ones I missed. So you're just going through here in an empty void. So there's not even anything really to do. There's a checkpoint. We do have 18 lives, though. It's a decent start. However, there's also a very strong likelihood that we just run out of them very rapidly once we get to some parts of the game. Or they might just stop giving them out. Wouldn't put it past them for that either, just like quitting on giving out lives they only do at the beginning. Yep, it just does that. Ozma Husky, it just does that. That is completely normal for this video game. The first game does some of that too. But it is even worse in the sequel. It kind of seems like whatever that was going on with that other part of the stage that I died in was completely optional. Maybe it had like a 2-up in it or something. Because none of this is connected. Like this is a completely different section, far off from that location, so... That should instantly kill me if I get into it. So I think I need to find a lever and go around. I don't even know if I should go this way. This seems dangerous. Okay. Oh yeah, no, that's gonna get me killed. I could try using the Nerf gun. That's probably the better move. Might be the better play. Okay, so I guess you can convert this into money. So that's the other part of the mechanic, is if you kill enemies with the Nerf gun, it does just turn into money anyway. But it's kind of a bit of a weird thing, because you can also just change the ammo. You know, like you can, the ammo already costs that much. So like doing it in game's harder and less safe when you can just sell it for the same amount when between levels. Very strange game. This music sure is just like so weird. Calling it even music is kind of like a bit in question. Got blindsided there. Oh, damn, there's health up there too. I don't know if I can get that. Doesn't look like it. Maybe if I boost? No. I guess you could only bounce off that one enemy, or wait. Oh, there we go. Right. Like, I don't think it's music. Also, we have less than 5 minutes to beat the level. And we just zoomed through a significant portion of the level. I think it just put us back where we were. Like, why did I do that? What purpose did that serve? Like, either it put me back where I was before, or... Like, what did that do? Was it just a troll? Was it just, here's like a 2-up? Is its whole purpose is to get a 2-up? And that's the end of the stage.
Nothing can stop me now.
2 levels completed. I like how this part has no music. Just complete silence. You need silent contemplation for when you are playing the Bubsy 2 and doing your shopping. It's very important. Good emotes. Anyway, that was the pirate level, right? It felt very piratey themed, didn't it? Oh boy. For those who have not seen this part of the game, you are not ready for this level. You are not ready for this level.
Another swine mess.
All right, here we go. They love it. They love it when Bubsy's feet, Bubsy's paws, are touching their heads. They're like, ooh. Bubsy's furry feet. They're all over me. Also, tons and tons of things just bounce you around in this stage, as you can see here. Like, you can just get easily, like, almost, it for lack of a better term, like, pinballed around into enemies if you just go too wild on, like, the directionals. You just veered too much in the opposite direction or whatever. Yeah, oh, his beans. Exactly. Yeah, this is an incredibly repugnant stage. Oh, speaking of repugnant, I told you weren't ready. Go inside the mouth. Enter inside of the mouth. Here's another minigame. You control this frog kind of in all directions when you launch it. Bubsy's position on the left indicates like the baseline like distance the frog can be launched. Why are we doing this? Nobody really knows. Who's to say, really? Okay, I'm gonna miss that boat, yeah. Boat's kind of a bit of a bitch to get. And I got everything just in time. Full clear of that minigame. This game has variety. And you got lives from that. I got 2 lives from that minigame.
Oh, I think I broke something.
Yes, the Vorador. So now, does the Vorador do anything? No. Just the bonus? Just the bonus, okay. You're feeling scammed? You didn't play this before Bubsy Jaguar? Really? Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, Bubsy Jaguar scary. That could be one of the hardest games, if not the hardest game in this mini challenge. Could be very rough going. I've heard some rather unkind things about that game. Man, I can't get up there, I don't think. Bubsy's so hard to control, and he doesn't even, like, jump sometimes when you tell him to. On these, like, slopes, he just kind of gets hung up and froze. He loves it, see? Ooh, Bubsy's toe beans. Mmm, Bubsy, oh. Fucking heinous ass stage. This game sure runs out of frame rate. You'd think there'd be something broken with my capture card if I didn't know any better about how fucking Bubsy is. Variable frame rate in a platformer is always a choice. So now we're just way over on the other side of the stage now. And we could just go back down. Their game's saying, hey, go back down. You can go this way, but hey, you actually wanna go back down. There's the 2 up. Would you believe me if I told you, chat, that this game ain't shit? It's mere child's play. It's nothing compared to Home Improvement on the Super Nintendo. Home Improvement Power Tool Pursuit is so much more exceedingly evil and fucked up than this game could ever imagine. Anyway, now we're way over here now. You're following the stage design, right? Like this is making sense. You're understanding the structure here. Oh, now it's telling us to go up, right? That makes sense. Yeah, go up. I'm gonna go up this arrow. Do you go through the mouth? Maybe. Go back in the mouth. Maybe that's what they mean. Or maybe they mean keep going up here. Who knows? Who knows what the arrow is trying to tell us? There's even a mouth over here. There's so many mouths. There's so many big mouths that I can just enter inside. Who knows which is the right one? Oh, now the arrow's pointing to the right. Should I believe it? You see what I mean about how absurd this all is. It's like, go up, go down, go to the right, go to the left. It's constantly telling you different things. Anyway, they have another one of these games just in the same stage for some reason. They couldn't even be bothered to, like, give you the armadillo or something. It does get you lives, though, if you do good, so... there is that. Yeah, this is a different one. This one, like, might be a higher difficulty. Yeah, I think I fucked it. Oh, I fucked it. I was so close to hitting it, too. overshot it. Yeah, I'm not doing nearly as good this time. But I also have less investment because, you know, it's fucking this minigame I just did. And we're just doing it again. Are you, really? That didn't make contact. Come on. Alright. They at least don't time you out until you get your last frog drop. Okay, I got two. Okay, that one is just more involved, so you do get more lives for it. So even though I didn't get all of them, I still got two. Oh, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay, so that one doesn't do anything. The people crave Bubsy. The people love following for Bubsy. Everybody's talking about Bubsy. Bubsy the Bobcat, he's all the rage. That's why they're making Bubsy 4D. I didn't want to get that band-aid because those are health recoveries. They are kind of important. Here's the end of the stage. We found it somehow. Despite all the arrows telling me many, many different things, I found the end of the stage. A Bubsy 4D's nuts. You got me. You got me real good. 3 levels completed. All right. Alrighty. We are not keeping our Nerf ammo. I wish there was a faster way to do this. It kind of takes a while. So that puts us at 34 currently. I don't know if I want to hold on to these or not. These screen clear things, they kind of seem too awkward to use. But they might be useful later. I don't know. I'll get rid of some of them and just get another life. So it puts us at 35 lives. All right, cool. All right, man, a lot of stages still. A lot of stages still. Okay, you like shmups. This is just like Crash 3. It's like Crash 3 warped.
Another swine mess.
The Hindenburger, you get it? It's like burger. So, you might have been wondering, oh hey, what if my shmup was like, I could use the shoulder buttons to just turn around? And also, what if I could go super fucking fast by just holding right and then braking with the left? Or the opposite if you're going the other direction. What if you could just do this? Bubsy is very interested in finding out all of these details. Bubsy dares to innovate in the space. You're always saying this? Excellent. Well, do I have the game for you? And also, there's still random holes everywhere, because of course there are. So there's might be different routes, maybe. Of course, there's a lot of blind spots still. I bet a task for this would be pretty funny. Anyway, we're over here now. And we're going to the left now for some reason. There's random bees. Don't get hit by the bees. That'd be bad. What genre is Bubsy 2? Nobody knows, but maybe yes. Maybe everything. It sure is running great. Arguably running the best it ever has. This is the Wrath of Cortex of 2D platformers? Maybe. Oh yeah, I got a checkpoint. I haven't even seen one of those yet, because how would I? They're like random shit everywhere. They, at the very least, right? Even though shit is just scattered literally everywhere, at least they are giving you like a lot of health recovery opportunities. But that's probably because shit is just everywhere. So like there's no way to... There's odds that you'll just miss constant health recovery because of the way that they made this. So I kind of get why they would scatter them everywhere, because you could just maybe not see them. You could just not come across them for like a while. So it does make sense. Fuck. If I take one more hit, I'm dead. I think this might be... If I'm lucky, I might be close to the end of the stage, though. But remember, because everything's saved in memory for enemies being killed, when I go do this again, these guys will be gone. That's kind of why I went out of my way to just kill them. As, like, went out of my way to kill some of these guys, even if it's a bit risky, just fuck. Just because, I don't have to deal with them on the next go-around. I think the music just changed for no reason. That's cool. The end of the stage was right there next to the checkpoint. What do you mean? Why was there a checkpoint at the very end of the stage? Did I miss, like, a boss fight or something? It's actually a relatively short stage if I guess you find the right way to go. Like, really, this game is just one of the more confusing messes out there. And that is something I always accurately remembered about this title. Like, this game is just confusing. Its design decisions are just strange. Right. 42 lives, not bad. Yeah, exactly, Desi. Like, it is just genuinely nonsense from a design standpoint and an artistic standpoint. There's no cohesion to anything. None of this makes any sense. It is, however, exceedingly more playable than the first game, despite everything occurring. And I've proven that by the fact I've barely died, and that I have, like, a shitload of lives. I do just really appreciate, like, the super tiny butterflies being enemies that also randomly light themselves on fire so that they can damage you if you happen to, like, try to kill them at, like, the wrong time. I'm really a big fan of this. It's such a malicious Amiga core design ethos. Like, I can really understand the just evil emanating from that design decision. Same with these squirrels. These squirrels are also fucked up and evil. It's kind of why I'm trying to go out of my way to kill them, even if I die here, because, like, they're annoying, and if I'm going back this way on a retry, I don't have to deal with them again. 'Cause, man. So there's, like, a 1-up they hid down here. I don't know how to get it. Do I care? No. Okay, and I might not be able to get that health up there. I might be able to BS it. No, Bubsy won't jump high enough. Damn. I guess you had to bounce off the enemy. That's very specific. Hey, Terend, or Terende, I'm not sure how to say your name, but hi. You miss these games being evil? Oh, the indie scene still has plenty of evil, fucked up platformers. There's plenty of them out there. Some even as depraved as this, honestly. So they're still around. You just have to look in the right places, I suppose. It's a bit of an older one. I think it's like well over 10 years old at this point, might be 15 years old, but like there's a particular indie game called Wings of V. Wings of V, to my understanding, is a well-made video game and is like structured good, but Wings of V is like really malicious. Like, it's really hard. Like, it's definitely an evil video game. So that's just like one of them that come to mind. There's so many more, but yeah. And yeah, Silo Sybil, while not a 2D platformer in the traditional sense, it is a Crash 1-like. It's a Crash 1 clone. Silo Sybil is completely fucked. Anyway, we're at the end of the level. That one is very short. I remember the stage being surprisingly easy to clear. Right, even Sonata Dante's also vouching for me. Boss door open. Yeah, Wings of V, I remember being really evil. I don't think I've personally played it myself, but I remember watching streamers back in the day stream it a bunch. It was a pretty popular streamer slash YouTuber game when it came out. Yeah, Silo Sybil is completely fucked if you're like a Crash person. It's deeply malicious and evil. So yeah, add those to your list. No problem. I'm glad to help. I am, if nothing else, pretty knowledgeable on video games. And yeah, and it's like chat said too, like, it's not completely the same thing, but Kaizos are like dime a dozen. They're everywhere. Kaizos are always there for you if you want something evil. Yeah, all kinds of new blenders to stick your hand in. So we've cleared all of the stages on this wing, so boss time. Hey, Fabricated.
Remember, I am a trained professional.
A Porkerwips now. It's like that movie. Anyway, this is the boss fight. It's kind of more like, I don't know what you would call this. Oh, I took a hit there somehow. I don't know how, but sure. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's going fast now. They're really trying to get me with this shit. Got it first try, baby. It is very Dumb Drum from DKC, yes. Just a different presentation. And faster paced and more malicious. So, weird thing about this, right? So, I assume that we are now on the East Wing. But there's no transition, right? You don't go there. You just did the boss thing, and now you're just here. Like, there's no cohesion to it. We're just doing this. And it's the same sets of stage types, again. Like, none of this is different. It's still the same shit. It's just, yes, they're different stages, but it's the same theming repeated again.
Keep this under wraps.
So, yep, this is what's going on. This is what we're doing. Okay, I didn't know that guy just moved like that. I completely forgot. We have 48 lives, and if we're lucky, we may collect even more of them as we're going through. We will continue to get a net gain on lives. The game is reasonably, surprisingly generous in regards to its amount of lives it throws at you. However, there are many... Jesus, what the hell happened there? Why did I fall like that? How come I didn't die? However, there are many situations I could see in this type of game where, like, you just lose all those lives. So, like, they might be giving them to you for an amazing reason. Like, I could very easily see this just going in a direction where I just lose them all, like, very quickly. Sort of the same way that Wrath of Cortex did that with the second boss. How are you alive? Unless that was an extra. It might have been an extra one. I guess it might have been. Yeah. Oh boy. One more hit and I'm dead. Cool. Health would be nice. That would be great. And a reminder, this game does still have fall damage. To my understanding, that's what I remember. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty damn certain fall damage is still a thing. Probably at some point we'll find out on accident anyway. That's why I always like try to move very carefully and glide, because gliding is the only thing that negates fall damage. So that's sort of the deal here. Are you a fan of the hippos that just spew out water, chat? You like the water spewing hippos? They're not alive as far as I know, but they are there. Really, Sonata and Dante? I didn't even know there was a sequel being made. High synthetical. I had no idea there was even a sequel occurring, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, there's a health. Yeah, real hippos are very, very violent creatures. They are cute though. But everybody knows that hippos are incredibly violent. That's like old hat. Everyone knows this. We all know hippos would kill you and eat you and everyone that you care about if you would let them. What the fuck? Where'd the dragon... What? Why'd the dragon do that? You kidding me? What's even the point of that? That was incredible. That was incredible. What a fucking nonsense game. I know they're herbivores. I'm like kind of half joking. But yes, they're very territorial and aggressive. Adversarial. Anyway, fantasy wall. You like fantasy walls, chat? Do you like these weird coin chip things that are enemies that try and kill you? And there's like a shitload of them. Do you like this? You like how you're just blindly doing these super mega jumps and you have no idea if you're just gonna get hit by something? That's always fun. Big fan of the enemy squelching sounds. How are you enjoying the soundtrack to this game, chat? Are you having a good listen? Never let anybody tell you that you can't be a musician. And that you can't put a dynamic music system in your video game. It's barely audible. Oh, she'd fix that. Is that better? Hope that's better. Oh, slightly? Okay, I can keep turning it up. I know that Super Nintendo audio tends to be a bit more on the quiet side. Hey, Noelle. You want to keep going? Okay. All right. Is that good? Is that where we want it? The game's really insisting that I go down. They really want this for me. Much better, nailed it. Thank you. Excellent. I'm glad that I got the audio balance good after an hour of streaming. Always a classic. Oh hey, it's the end of the stage. Well, that was a lot faster than the first one of these, like, Egyptian pyramid stages. Bubsy's impressed.
Awu.
Awu. A vixen dragon. Oh no, it's completely fine, Noelle. It's just chat was being very confusing about the audio, and due to Bubsy's esoteric mixing, I genuinely had no idea where to put it. Vixen Dragon, thank you very much for the 1 year of subscribing. Awesome. It's been 1 year. Okay, so we're on the 2nd floor. So this counts as the 2nd No. Why did it do that? We're done this stage. Okay, so if I recall correctly, the only way out of here is by using these. So check this shit out. This is a bespoke animation. He does that. And then you do that. So you have to use a consumable item to exit out of a stage. Pretty normal stuff, right? Game design? Yeah, it's really neat.
I like it.
Anyway, here's the pirate level again. We got our 2nd pirate level. Very excited for 2nd pirate level with low gravity, awesome platforming. It started mid-song this time. It sure did. Oh, it's cool. That guy's just up there. We'll let him stay up there. Do you see that? I was so curious what was going on there. Now I know. This game is so well programmed. What a well programmed, cool video game. It's telling me, chat, to go to the right. Should I believe them? This game constantly says the wrong information. Should I really believe them? Plus, oh, I was gonna say I got a 1-up, but they knew what they were doing.
I'll be back.
That was a net, it was a neutral exchange there. Jesus, I almost got killed again. Nice collision on this, fuckers. All right. What is this pattern? I guess that's just the enemy pattern that kills you. I don't know why they stuck an enemy in the corner here. To what end? What purpose? They just felt like they had to fill the level, I guess. Still saying go to the right. So maybe they want me to go in here. Okay, it seems so. Damn it, I missed the health. Fuck. Nice collision.
I'll be back.
He'll be back. These hitboxes are great. Only the best for players of Bubsy 2 on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
This sucks.
Maybe. They did give me another checkpoint after doing that. That's pretty nice. He was a bad pig and got sent to the naughty corner. I see. I would be in line with this game's, like, almost loud fetishism. says go to the left. What's over to the right? It could be lives or something. There could be death. How would I know? Oh, nothing. There's just literally nothing over there. Okay. I'm glad that they put sheep in space, finally. So again, though, like, to harp on my point I've been making over the past hour I've been playing this, right? This is... Even though this game is what it is objectively better than the first game. Like, this is going, all things considered, quite smoothly. You love the nail clippers percussion of the track? I'm glad that you like it so much. So, again, to reiterate, there is a Game Boy version of this game. I don't know if it has any merits for adding it to the challenge. We're gonna find out on stream together. I genuinely don't know what its deal is. I don't know if it's, like, notably different in any way. Like, it's a weird version to exist. And I'm kind of just curious about it. Okay. That level wasn't too bad. That was reasonable. Haha. It's weird the way that they phrase the level completion, though, because it doesn't retroactively count the other floor / wing. So, like, it says 2 levels completed, but we've completed more than that. They just only mean for this floor, but they don't really communicate that correctly. It's weird. Maybe so, Sonata. We'll have to see. Like, there might be something to it. But if it's just like the same game identically somehow, I don't think it's going to be worth doing, but I'm hoping that it's at least going to be different. Of course, though, there's also that other part of me where it's like, well, if I can get out of playing another one of these games, then that's also pretty cool. But, you know, as always, I'll be very upfront and honest about it with chat, so if I feel it's distinctly different, then I'll do it. And I'll beat it, but, it does scare me that it's on the Game Boy, just because, like, Game Boy stuff tends to not really like, letting you beat their games. A lot of Game Boy games, especially bad ones, are not particularly interested in, letting you beat the game, because that means that you're not going to keep the game. They kind of have some pretty strong rental energy to them a lot of the time. Or because they're just too short. Like, a lot of Game Boy games tend to just be too short. Oh, that's right. These, hashtags are just randomly there and instantly kill you. I forgot about the hashtags. We have 52 lives. It's okay. Why are you quoting Dilbert at random, Desi? What brought this on? Alright, time to get into the mouth, chat. Time to get into the mouth. Ooh, a 2-up. Oh, the hashtags. I suppose, yes, that's true. It's a very specific association, but I kind of understand it at least. Isn't this just bringing me back to where I was? Maybe, like, the top route from that direction does nothing in it? Could be. Maybe it's just there for the 2-up. That would make sense. Yeah, they're supposed to be sharp symbols. It's a music thing. See, now it's telling me to go to the right. It can't make up its mind. Boop, boop, boop. Very good. So here's the best demonstration of how nonsense this game's level design is. So we are currently, as far as my understanding goes, in the top left of this stage. We are basically directly above the starting point of this stage. The game is telling me to go down from where I'm standing, right? Of which I can go through this big Vormouth looking dude to get up here as like a shortcut. So it says go down, right? However, if I just keep going right on this top route, the game then says go right. And then there's a checkpoint, and then there's a health recovery thing. So about how this game has no idea about anything to do with the stage design and how it makes no sense and cannot be trusted. Any arrows are just merely suggestions and not in fact indicative of this is where you're supposed to go. Just thought I would point this out. And see, it's still telling me to go to the right. I hate these things. Pick your own adventure game? Maybe. Also, what do you think of the background in this stage? Just, like, there's, like, brass in the background, and then there's, like, guitars in the background, and they just glow. They kind of have, like, an RGB effect. Love the Hard Rock Cafe. Everything about the game is ugly? Hey, that's fair. Still says go right. Surely we can believe them. Now it says go down. Can we believe them about going down? We can. They actually, some of the arrows were correct. That was a surprisingly tame stage. Yeah, this level was all about the joy of making music.
Nothing can stop me now.
Okay. Nothing can stop Bubsy now, with his 57 lives. Surely nothing could go wrong that could take all of my lives away. A shmup stage? Hell yeah.
Another swine mess.
Swine flu. I get it. It's like that thing that I know. It's like that thing in real life. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? I do love all the tiny enemies, and also taking collision damage is also just fucking chef's kiss with this fucking shit. I'm pretty sure you can run into the rotors and instantly die too, or at the very least take damage. Which makes sense, it's just weird. The most fearsome of enemies, really. These guys are kind of really annoying. But the good news is they will stay dead. Fucker. So many blind fucking enemies in this one. Lots of trolling. Oh, okay, the music was taking a while to start there. I thought it broke completely. It only partially broke. It's weird, too, that the music's just different now. Like, you notice that? The music just changed for no reason, right? It's quite something, this game. Truly one of the games of all time. Okay, is this all just a... Okay. Allegedly, this is progress. There's just a big area inside the tree. Really big area, Jesus. Okay, is this the end of the stage? Or is this just a big area that's just for the sake of a big area? Did they shove a marble in here somewhere? Because otherwise, this is kind of a big dead end. I bet it's probably some secret area further up we have to climb through. Sure looks that way. What a mess. This part sucks. This is so fucking hard to deal with. You can't, like, shoot fast enough, and their collision is really buggy and weird, so you just easily miss them when you shouldn't. Definitely have been losing more lives in this stage than, some of these others. But at least I have a good surplus. Is this whole thing just a dead end? To what end and what purpose does this section exist? What is this for? Why do they put a checkpoint next to this if it doesn't do anything? Oh, I think I know. Did I come in from the bottom or the top? I think these go out to different locations. I think I came in... I don't know where I came in. I don't know where I am. Whatever, maybe this is where I'm supposed to go. Getting lost in a shmup stage. Imagine. Okay. I don't see any enemies, so I think this is where I came in. There are just a few that I missed. I think that's what's going on. I could be wrong, but let me try a... Wait, what the fuck? Why am I over here? Chat. If I'm not I don't know if I'm misunderstanding this. Isn't this where I came in? To this section, and then I went back to where I came in from, and it just put me in a different location. Is that what happened?
Uh-oh.
Very good, chat. Very good. Like, I'm not misunderstanding what just occurred, right? Like, that's what it did? This is some real where the fuck am I situation going on here. And reminder, this is also on a timer for some reason. I don't know why a stage like this especially would even have a timer. It's so weird. And it's so fucking vast. Like, I can go to, like, all these areas up here, too. Real, like, where the fuck is the exit kind of situation. I think that guy killed me last time. Okay. Like, where am I? Okay, now I've looped. This is where I was originally. What? What a mess. That's a checkpoint I already got. That goes back into here. So this is where I came in originally. There's nothing in here. It's just a fucking dead end that, like, intersects with the, another part of the level, and I don't even need to go that way. So there was no point to any of that. That whole area is just a giant, like, red herring. It isn't the exit of the stage at all. So where would it fuck off? I don't know how that didn't hit it. So the question is, where the hell is it? Where's the big marble? So I don't know what happens for the records. This is another point of confusion that I have with this game. What happens when the timer runs out on the stage? Because I lost a life, and you might have noticed the timer's still running. It still says the same amount of time. So what happens when that goes down? Do I get a full game over and all my lives are forfeit? Do I have to restart the whole floor? I don't know. I would prefer not to find out, but this might be the stage where I find out because I don't know where to go. Like, this is a complete clusterfuck of stage design. This makes no sense. There aren't even really any arrows either, so like, I've got nothing to go on here. The best I have to go on is it a thing I haven't seen already? Is there like a collectible or an enemy? Otherwise, I wouldn't really know what would even be a place that I've been to or not been to usually. Think maybe just a full level reset? Perhaps. And that's still not great. Yep, these are sure places I've been to. Okay, there's that dude. I remember him. I think this is still going to lead back and loop to the same place where I'm lost. I don't think this is going to be any different from last time. It's just going to lead to the big, like, yep, it's just leading back to the same place. So, like, my only working theory is whatever the fuck is progress is, like, to the left of the stage and not to the right. So, like, going to the right is not going to get me anywhere. And this is just sending me further back again. It's just, why is it doing this? Just let me fucking go to anywhere new. Okay, so I think this is the beginning of the stage. And I'm dead. Do I have to kill all the enemies? I doubt it. Okay, just put me here again. My only other guess is maybe like, I just have to keep going into the same entrance and exit over and over again, and it might like loop me to a different location. It sort of did that earlier, if you recall. So like here, this might be something, I don't fucking know. Like, it's hard to tell where I am, but I get, okay, yep, there it is. I can't really wrap my head around how you even get here. I sort of just went based off of vibes, because it feels like from where you get put in this part of the stage. In Neon Angel. Many games. Many. There's like 4 more games, potentially, if we include the Game Boy version of this game, which we're not sure about yet. Well, luckily, we made it through. But yeah, that to me felt like I was going to the beginning of the stage or whatever, the way that that all looked and was laid out. So we should have 1 stage left here. For this floor or whatever. And then the boss fight. Really glad to be out of the shmup stage, I'll tell you that much. So they just putting us right here. Is there any left path? That looks like a continue. It's the first one of those I've seen. Ideally, we are not in a position where I need to use it. I think out of all the stages I've experienced in this game, the medieval kind of stages are my favorite. They're all bad, but the medieval stages feel like they have any amount of cohesion. And they also run the best. They have the highest frame rate. They tend to land at 60 most of the time. And I guess they're probably the closest to, like, the first game's aesthetics, which are also not good, but, like, they're better than most of 2. Cool. I'm sure Sheepy Hime must like this game because there's sheep in it, right? They go, bah. That's right, medieval kangaroo. Okay. They're teasing me with a checkpoint that I... God, how come it wouldn't let me jump? But there's a wall here, chat. The game's collision was bugging out. It eventually let me through. So go up, huh? I can't really go up from here is the thing, game. You're telling me to do that, but like... Okay, okay. Apparently if you jump on that... Is this penis music? Yes, but it also basically doesn't qualify as music. If you jump on that fist of the statue, it boosts you. That's very specific. I love being fisted by the statue. You wonder what made the devs so confident to try and give Bubsy a cartoon pilot? I don't know. I don't know if the devs had any say in it. I kind of doubt that they did. It was not their decision, I would imagine. It was probably an executive decision. Two up, very nice. Oh, that's a well. Could you tell that was a well? It just looked like a block to me that I could jump on. Would you have identified that as an obstacle? Yeah, Kiki. Sometimes that's what we love. We all have our own kinks. Yeah, no kink shaming. Maybe you want to be fisted by a big giant statue. I mean, see, Desi does. It has certainly been interesting to be playing this game again, like, and actually... Oh, there's the exit. We got fisted toward the exit. That wasn't too bad. It's interesting really genuinely trying to beat this game again and play it seriously because it kind of showcases my experience with this game, I guess, even though I've not played this seriously in over 20 years. Like, I'm actually doing pretty well. Better than I thought that I would. That's a greedy emote combo. But yeah, I'm doing alright at this. Let's see how this boss goes. I don't know if it's just going to be the same thing again and just worse, or this just the same difficulty. Pig trouble in Little China. Maybe try a little harder. Okay, it's just the same boss again. Are you serious? Chat, this is the same fucking fight. They're just doing the same thing. It might be like slightly faster, I guess. They did the same fucking thing. Oh man, the music in this. Music in quotes. There's literally nothing different here. Fucking hell, that thing. That mummy is the worst one. Alright, first try again. Did it. That's actually a pretty good way to describe it, Desi. I agree.
Another swine
Third
nest.
floor. So it says third floor west wing. Does that mean like there's two parts to the third floor? Like there's an east wing third floor? I don't know what that means. I'm a little confused by that. I see there's like multi... I do remember this part of the game. They like have like height to this now. I don't know if that means there's more quantity of stages on this floor. I don't think so. I think they just changed the layout. It seems to be... I didn't actually mean to go in here, but whatever. It seems to be the same 5 levels, I think. Like the theming, you know. But I didn't get to try and make a full count because, well, I accidentally went to the stage. It's really easy to do that in this game because I think if you jump, you just go in, and if you hold up, you go in. And I think I pressed jump. So... Jesus, they sure put a lot of enemies in this one spot. So many. You're surprised at the details? You're surprised at what we're learning on this stream? Screensaver? Hey, that's fair. We're all on this journey of life together, you know? In general, this stage just seems to have a much higher density of enemies. I guess that's their idea of making the game more difficult or something. And they might be right. They might be onto something. Maybe it will. 60 lives is a pretty good spot to be in for what is supposed to be the final stretch of this game. I really haven't lost too many, all things considered. I'm not even sure if I have even lost 10 total lives, but I'm probably close to that count. It helps when you're playing extremely cautiously and like scrolling the screen a bunch. Like that really does help. Because it helps minimize the bullshit trolling. Most of my deaths have been from the stuff that's like literally imperceptible. Like, this thing's a well. It kills you. You could tell that that was a well, right? That sort of thing. Same, screensaver, same. But again, I wouldn't put it past this game to have some really fucked up evil shit that it throws at me. I figured that was gonna happen. I know that those kill you. That wasn't a shock. I just needed to get rid of those enemies. I think the exchange was worth it. But we didn't get a checkpoint, so we are at the beginning of the stage. And I may not take that same route. I don't know. Maybe I should. That'd probably... No, don't do that. There we go. Those flags are really dangerous. I don't know. Like, this game, I could end up getting stuck on it for the rest of the stream. Like, the final boss could be super fucked up for all I know. I do remember the final boss, and I don't remember beating it. But also, I was, like, a kid when I played this mostly. So that could be a factor. I'm a much stronger gamer now than I was as a kid. Okay, we found a checkpoint. There's a one-up down there. So this level design is always so esoteric. I don't know if this is going backwards or not. Like, that's the thing, right? Is like, how do you know? Could be. But there is like collectibles here. It's one-ups. Those are worth getting. There's like all this good shit over here. I actually do remember this stage a bit. So I definitely have gotten to the 3rd floor a good handful of times when I played this as a kid, because I do distinctly remember the layout of the stage. I remember a lot of this stuff. Like, by say remember distinctly, I don't know where I'm going. But I remember these locations. Like, I remember being here, for example. I remember the spikes. I remember some of these, like, power-ups and stuff. Anyway, that just shoots you back up to the surface. Yeah, we've been playing this for under 2 hours so far. So we'll see. We have a lot of time to get through it if we're allegedly sort of close to beating this game. Again, not really sure what to expect on this last floor. There might be some really nasty curveballs that manage to burn through 60 lives. I really can't put it past them because these are the people who made Bubsy 1. That's a well. Don't fall in the well. Okay. Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm also pretty fine if I can just beat it. Oh, that just zooms me up to get 2 lives. I gladly will take that. This sure is a clusterfuck, though. It just randomly teleports and clips you through parts of the stage with no way of communicating that really happening. Why is there so much health back here? What the fuck is this section? Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It's like a way to get out of here. Jesus, the enemy density. This appears to be a dead end. So the exit is probably going to be to the left, or it's going to be on the top route somewhere. Nice that they just put an enemy there to blindside you. Oh, there's a 1-up. I'm almost dead, though. What the hell is this enemy? It's weighing me down, but I can't get rid of it? What? Oh, it's gone now. Okay, it doesn't even damage you. That's interesting. I saw the enemy before early in the game, but it never, like, grabbed me. It's an uncrustable sandwich? Okay. This is steep as fuck. What the hell? It brings me back up here. I've been here already. I don't think I went this whole direction, though, but... yeah, I'm getting the impression this is one of these weird ones where the exit's going to be at the top or, like, the far left. And they're, like, smushing it in a weird spot. It could be down here, maybe, or connect through here. There's a lever. Okay. There's a bunch of things over here. Okay, that opened this up. Interesting. Like, there's a bite taken out of it? Yeah. Okay, that did that, since it's back up there. Bit of a maze here. Bit of a maze. It seems to be pretty linear, though. Let's try going in here. Okay. This is a different location. This could be something. Jesus, there's a lot going on here. I really wish I could kill those guys because they're clearly trying to ambush me. And I would like for them to fucking die. Fuck you, you damaged me, you bitch. Okay. Seems like we're kind of looping around here. Maybe they tucked it away up here. I don't know. This seems to be the dead end, though. Oh, there is that up there. Maybe there's something up there. Why is there a random pillar just in the level here? I bet the exit's at the top of this whole section, but I don't know exactly how to get up from here. Maybe you have to... oh wait, here we go. Okay, we're back up here. Maybe it's to the left. Maybe it's in here. Maybe they jammed it here where all the penguins are. There are a lot of fucking penguins up there, Jesus. Okay. Man, there's a lot of enemies. Holy fucking shit. Oh, that's a continue. That's a good find. So that's at least 2 continues. I don't know if you start with any in this. Now, at least we're finding goodies. But we are running out of time. Like, we're less than 6 minutes here on the stage to end it. And I don't really feel like I'm any closer to finding the exit. But I am suspecting it's up here. Jesus. Fucking Christ, it's hard to hit them with this flame in the way. Oh, come on. Come on. Fuck you, butterfly. I hit you. Your collision's such dog shit. Okay, so at least it did put me up here, so that means I can get back to where I was pretty quickly. Because Bubsy is way faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. Fun fact. Faster than Sonic. Oh god. Faster than Sonic, parentheses, bad.
Is there a doctor in the house?
The bad kind of fast. Anyway, there's been some cheap deaths here. Really prefer that doesn't happen. I strongly feel like I need to preserve as many lives as I can for the final boss or some shit. I bet it's gonna get fucking nasty. This part sucks. There's like so many things that can kill you here. Oh my, speaking of. Because remember, all those spikes will instantly kill you. Hi, Stella. Greetings. We are currently at a fairly stressful part of this game, but I'm hoping I'm near the end of it. Like, this is the most yep, that's the end of it. Okay. No wonder they made it so bullshit, because they made it like a wall of enemies. I'm glad that I was able to get inside the developers' minds and find the exit. Somehow I deciphered the chaos. Alrighty. Well, here's some good news. We got a lot of pickups, so we can exchange this for lives. So we can get a reimbursement of what they took from us. I have way too many of these, like, screen clearing. You know, that's what I should have used. I should have used these on that bullshit section. I do forget that these exist. Let's go with that for now, maybe. Okay, let's... That's 72 lives. Okay, that should be nice. Good old reading rainbow. Right, so I wanted to kind of get an insight into how many stages might be on this floor. So that's like 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is loops really tightly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. It's the same amount. Okay, there's no additional ones. It's just... That checks out with the math. I think they said 15 or 16 stages. They're probably counting the final boss as its own stage. I think that's what the manual said is how many there are, and the math checks out, so we are kind of getting there.
I am not.
I sphinx, therefore I am. Very funny, Bubsy. Oh, this is a great start. Just shove a shitload of enemies on the screen as soon as it starts. You can tell they're getting very... Their design for the 3rd floor stages are just shove a shitload of enemies on the screen. I guess that's why they made the bombs. Like I said, there might be times where I should remember to use them. It may be useful later. Unfortunately got rid of my nerf ammo, so this kind of is a bit of a brute forcing of I might die killing these dudes, but it might be worth it. I don't think I can get through here safely. Oh wait, I just used a bomb. Just used a bomb. Where is it? There. So it turns them into marbles, I guess. That's what the bomb does. And there is a 1-up over here and this, which adds fire, which must do something useful elsewhere. At least I would hope so. Got a checkpoint. Jesus fucking Christ. So much enemy. So, after the stream, I'm anticipating that I'm going to run an experiment. It could be a delightfully decadent, delicious experiment. I got a bunch of hot sauces yesterday. One of these hot sauces is a fuzzy peach candied hot sauce. It's kind of like a syrup. And what I am planning to do with this, I tried it on fried eggs. It was okay on fried eggs, but it wasn't like amazing. It does taste exactly like fuzzy peach candies do, if you know what those are. They're like candies that are like tiny little like roundish things that are flat on the bottom. And they have a bunch of sugar coated on them, and they are like peach flavor. The hot sauce tastes like that, except it's spicy and has habanero in it. And so, basically, I'm thinking that it would probably taste pretty fucking good in vanilla ice cream. And I have a Ninja Creamy where I can just like blend ingredients in very like smoothly and easily. So I was thinking of taking in some store-bought vanilla ice cream and putting in a decent amount of the hot sauce and just blend it in and see what happens. The only part where I'm not really sure is how much I should put in. That's the only thing, but I guess I could always just run it again if I like feel like it's not enough or something. But I've never tried like a spicy dessert before, and I hear it's a pretty good thing. Like, I hear that's actually pretty solid. So I'm quite interested in giving it a go and see what that ends up like. So yeah, that's gonna be my experiment. And that's what I'm thinking. I also have a hot sauce that's in the same sort of experimental vein as the fuzzy peach. That's a sour watermelon. So I'm also very curious about that one. That one is arguably more strange than the fuzzy peach, so I am interested. But I do have to work through other hot sauces I've got as a backlog, so I you know, can't just try all of them, all the new ones at once. But we'll get there. Hello, Gower. Welcome, welcome. You know, it's a really good hot sauce that I've also been having for a while. Candied blueberry flavor. That one's really good. I don't think that one has any habanero in it. It's far more mild. I think that one's more of like a jalapeno kind of tier. Like, it's very, very mild, but it tastes really good and has a good flavor. It goes really well with like chicken strips or chicken tenders, stuff like that. Like, in general, it's pretty tasty on chicken. So that's mostly what I've used it for. And it's pretty cool. I think I just saw the exit, or I saw a checkpoint. The game's telling me to go down right there, and I don't know if I believe them. It's probably one of these situations where you have to find a secret lever somewhere that will open up the path to the exit. Yep, there it is. It's right there, but it is blocked off, or so it seems. I either have to enter in from this area or from the right. So much enemy. What the fuck is this spawning pattern? Okay, there's like a 1-up up there or something. I don't think I'm gonna get it though without dying. I have a pretty strong threshold for spice. I've kind of built it up over time. I used to be weak at one point. Oh, cool. Just an enemy just stomps me. That's awesome. I love it when the game does that. Okay, it does say go down here. Oh, but fantasy wall. What if fantasy wall? This game loves its fantasy walls. What was it? Fuck you. God damn it.
That's it.
Huh. Well, it's not a big deal. I at least I hope. Gotta kind of reacclimate to where I am in the fucking stage, though. Okay, I think I'm back to where I was, I think. Mostly. Yep, back to where I was. Yep, this is where I died. Okay, no problem. No harm, no foul. Fantasy wall again. To give you an idea of my current spice threshold here, like my power level, right? The spiciest thing that I have tried that I have been able to relatively enjoy and handle is a Buldak spicy ramen ×2. So that's been my threshold. I haven't gone beyond ×2 yet, but I can handle a ×2. It's a little intense, so I don't think I would easily handle anything beyond a ×2 at the moment. But it's certainly interesting. And if you don't know what a Buldak like spicy ramen is, it's like that black ramen package that like some streamers have done like little incentives or challenges for and stuff. It's that. A lot of people do say, though, and generally agree, that when it comes to seriously, that counted as a hit. I wasn't even anywhere near that. A lot of people do agree, though, that like there's a point when something is so spicy that it stops tasting good, and all you can kind of taste and experience is the just the heat. Yeah, that hitbox is completely fucked. There's no way to not get hit by that motherfucker unless you use one of the items or something. That is just so stupid. What is this programming with these fucking enemies? It's so nonsense. Fucking hell. Yeah, the third floor's enemy quantities are immense. Oh yeah, no, the Super ZSNES thing is only 7 games, and they're like well-known games. They're not like bad games that are, you know, they're not doing like the infamous video gamings. I do not expect any time in the... Really? That didn't count as a bounce?
I'll be back.
We're getting a lot of that on this stage. Just losing lives to the game being buggy. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, no, I wouldn't expect any like of these kinds of games to get any enhancements anytime soon. This is on the Mr. FPGA. We're doing FPGA gaming here. These games are so fucking rancid to begin with that you really want to like have every advantage you can get. I'm not too like married to retro achievements. As nice as it would be to get those advantages, it's only been extremely recent development that the Mr. even supports retro achievements, and they just came out with that for hardcore achievements on NES. No other cores or game platforms or anything yet, just NES. Yeah, that's just a dead end. All right. I would expect and hope that Super NES is not too far off, but I don't know what their priorities are. And I also don't know how easy it is to use like the retro achievements on the Mister. It kind of sounded a bit weird when a couple of my viewers were testing it out and talking about it in my Discord, which you too can join if you want to join the streamer Discord and talk to me more on text and stuff. Potentially at some point, if I have the energy and wherewithal and interest, I may even do watch parties on there of bad movies or something. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that will occur at some point in the near future. I'll have to think about it if I want to put in the energy. But yeah, otherwise it's a good place to chill and talk about bullshit. So for some reason, the game decided I died there to nothing. Was my understanding. The game just decided I was dead. So that's pretty cool. That sure has been happening a lot on this level. Okay. High cholesterol did it, you think? I see. They sure are, Emitoni. They're so controllable and full of logic. We just looped there. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going. Because where I was at, would that even be progress? Who knows? I don't know what anything is. It's fucking Bubsy too. You don't know where you are at most points. Everything's nonsense all the time. I feel like I'm just backtracking, but sometimes backtracking doesn't mean backtracking because it's Bubsy too. Like, I've been to these areas. I guess I could try following this arrow and see if it does anything. It mostly just seems to be kind of looping me. Okay, these are enemies. I don't know if they're like... I think those are ones I left over from before. Got a fuck. Okay, I guess I'm not getting up there. Not from this end anyway. If you say so, Matoni, but like, I don't... Outside of just like looking at a thing that might look like shit or sound like shit, I don't know. Like, I'm sure that people can probably make some legitimately like good, compelling, interesting enhancements with that stuff. There's potential with the Super ZS NES stuff, but like the emulation accuracy isn't there. That's kind of part of the problem. And I'm kind of a stickler for emulation accuracy if I'm like playing games seriously. There's a reason I have a Mr. FPGA. Like, there's a reason I tend to favor using this over like other alternatives. So that's kind of where I'm at with this stuff. I value accuracy above anything else. I sure don't know where to go, and we are going to get timed out on this stage. We are dangerously close to running out of time. There is like less than 2 minutes. I think I finally found an area I've not been to or have only been to once. Yep, I finally found a place, and it's probably going to be too late. I don't know what happens. We're going to probably find out, chat. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to find out what fucking happens. It's telling me to go over here, but it's a fucking dead end. I feel like they want me to hit a lever or something, and I missed it. Maybe it's down here? Less than a minute. And now I feel like this is location I've been to. Yeah, I've been here. Like, maybe I'm figuring out the layout of some of these areas, sort of. So if they're gonna make me redo... Fuck. If they're gonna make me redo the whole fucking stage...
This sucks.
At least, I don't think it's gonna matter too much because I didn't really make progress. I would just have to kill a bunch of enemies again, which is gonna be fucking annoying. But other than that, like, it shouldn't... Like, I'm already... I think I'm learning things about this. Okay. That I did not do. We're out of time. And there's an animation for that. Okay.
I like
It just boots you. Wow. Okay. Now let's see, are the other levels done? Okay, good. So what happens is it boots you out of the stage. They do make you redo it. They are absolute fucking assholes for doing that, for the record.
Remember, I am a
But like I
great
said, other than the extremely annoying process of killing all these fucking 500,000 enemies again, this shouldn't be that big of a deal because I didn't really accomplish anything. Other than I learned a few things when the level ran out of time. Generally, when you know what to do in this game, you can actually get through a stage really quickly. And I might know what I'm doing now. Maybe. So there is that. I mean, you have to pad... Really? Cool. Okay, well, that was very productive. I don't recall the fire ever being enabled before. That's confusing. It wasn't like that when I went here last time. Why was it enabled on this attempt? What? Chat, you remember that, right? Like, when I did this level the first time, this fire was not active, and I had to flip a switch to activate it. And I'm like, I don't know what that fucking did. Like, that's exactly what happened. You remembered it, right? Like, so why is it just there now? Maybe it bugged out. Like, that's my best guess, is it bugged out. Like, the trigger was, like, fucking bugged. I don't know. Yeah, see, that's the other thing, Kiki, is, like, I'm wondering if, like, somehow, despite everything respawning, it stayed into memory? That I flipped that? If that's true, then I guess we'll see that for, other parts of the stage? I don't fucking know. Why it would save that into the memory, though, is truly baffling. Especially when we left the stage already. But this game's programming is not exactly good, so... Hey, Meta. Yes, it is. I've talked about this a fair amount on this stream today. It absolutely is notably better than the first game so far. And we are, like, pretty close to the end of it from the looks of it. However, it's still very bad. And very buggy. And has immense amounts of problems. And many of the problems there in the first game are still here. But it is better because Bubsy doesn't die instantly to every single thing in the game. And he controls better, I would say. Like, notably better. I don't think I ever went this way. I think this is a new little pocket I found. Yeah, I never went this way, so I found like a continue, okay. I've been finding a decent amount of those. Ideally, I'm not in a position where I need to make use of them. But it's good that I found them, because those are probably going to be incredibly useful. Man, these penguins keep coming out of fucking nowhere. It's almost like that's literally what's happening. Certainly could never do that. Very good, Kiki. That's why they pay you the big bucks. Very good. Now, did I... Oh, fuck off. How did that... It hit me through the fucking floor. Fuck you and your dog shit hitboxes video game. Okay. I don't know if I turned this on already. Probably didn't since it says to go up now, so... And I'm gonna ignore its advice because this game doesn't know what to do. This game lies to you constantly, so... I'm not fucking paying attention. Fuck that. Like, I'll try it, but I'm not gonna believe it leads anywhere. You mean Spopovich. The prestigious Vidal versus Spopovich fight. Okay. Let's try going through one of these. Some of these are bonuses and I don't really like doing them, but whatever. Some of them are also like potentially progression. Those boats are... Fuck off. That was so close, too. Oh my god. Some of these are like just a pixel off. Man. Not gonna get all of them. I was so close to getting all of them. So close. Fuck. Well, 2 lives.
I am not.
But yeah, Vidal was always the one that I crushed on and liked the most from Dragon Ball. Back in the day, Vidal was always my preference. I'm like, hell yeah, Vidal. That's the one. Okay. And now we're back to getting lost again. I kind of know where I'm going, sort of. I know I probably want to be on the right side of this level, but that is incredibly subjective. Okay, looks like I'm on the right track. There's enemies here and collectibles. Jesus, can this fucking butterfly fuck off? Okay, here we go. There's fire here. Okay, can I get the bandage, please? Okay, that's the place we've been to, but we didn't do this. Okay, so what does this do? Okay, it's sending me to a different location. This is probably new. Okay, it is. I think this is where we were before, and then we ran out of time. Maybe. I think I'm on the right track. Really me, that's cute. Well, I'm glad that we both agree. I don't have any Dragon Ball figures. I would love to have some. But it just never happened. I do have like a decent amount of anime figures back when money was the thing I had more notable amounts of and could be even remotely irresponsible with. These days, not really a thing. And ordering from Japan kind of just got super expensive, so I basically stopped. The pandemic kind of just ruined those prices forever, it felt like. You know, with some exceptions. I was able, I think like the last like thing from Japan that I bought was a really amazing deal that I couldn't believe that I found on Amazon of like a legitimate plushie of Misaka Mikoto. It's like kind of like a Fumo, sort of, but it's not really that. I don't know if there's like a proper term for it. It's like, it's decently large, like it's decently sized, and it's very well made, and it is an official Good Smile plushie. And I got that. And I actually really wanted that plushie back when it had pre-orders up at Good Smile. But I wasn't able to afford it because it was really fucking expensive, and shipping a plushie internationally is kind of like incredibly expensive when it's any decent size. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it for quite some time. And then I don't remember how I found it, but like, I remember just found it on Amazon somehow. And I'm like, oh, that's real, huh? Like, that's a real thing, huh? And then I bought it, and it was actually way cheaper getting it on Amazon at that time than it was if I had gotten it through the Good Smile pre-order. I think it was like, it basically like was like half the price or something. Like it was like 80 Canadian dollars with free shipping or some shit. And I'm like, holy shit, that's a fucking crazy deal for an official product, considering how expensive it would have been otherwise. So I was pretty happy with that. So I think that's like the last thing I bought of that nature. And that was at least a few years ago at this point, maybe longer. You know, I'm glad that chat thinks I have good taste, or at least Manos. But yeah, so that's that story. But yeah, I never ended up with anything Dragon Ball. I have no Dragon Ball stuff, no Dragon Ball merch. Just kind of a weird one. Maybe someday I'll be able to fix that, I don't know. So here's the bad news. This level is so huge and everything takes forever to do in it that I have 6 minutes remaining, and I don't know if this is a good thing. I genuinely don't know where to go. I think I'm about where I left off last time, so I do think I have more wiggle room to sort this out. I would really prefer not to do this stage again. The problem is just it takes so long to kill all the enemies, and you kind of have to do that. Okay, I've been to this location the last time we did this. I don't even know if there was anything useful over here other than what's over to the right, maybe. The game says, yep, okay, we're back to where we were. Okay. Okay, so we might be onto something here. Okay, this is basically where we were last time, okay. And I think what the deal was, from my understanding, is there was like another route or something that was like deeper down that I was missing. And then I ran out of time and I couldn't like explore it any further. So it was like somewhere down here, whatever, there was more going on. Yeah. But man, again, I'm starting to get low on time. This is stressful. I feel like I have to speedrun something that I can't speedrun. Fucking made by lunatics, this stage. It's a much higher difficulty than like anything before it. Fuck. Oh, come on. That came out of literally nowhere. There was nothing I could do about that death. Fuck you. Piece of shit. Okay. Absolute clusterfuck of a stage. Very much an AVGN moment of what were they thinking? Fucking absurd. Right, and that thing killed me last time. What the? Die! Direct hits weren't doing anything. What the fuck? Okay. The enemy quantity here is just beyond the pale. There's just so many of them. Hey, Dio Dollface. I think you were here earlier, maybe, but hi again, regardless. Sometimes I'm not sure if everybody gets a greeting. Okay. Less than 4 minutes. Oh boy. I sure love not knowing what to do. I thought I had more health than that. Fuck you. I have a feeling that we're just trapped in this stage for a while. This is terrible. Man, this might end up being a situation where I have to look at a fucking guide, if that even helps me. Like, I think even looking at video of this might still confuse me. Because of the way that this is all laid out, it's like, what the hell's happening, you know? Go to the right. Then it's blocked off. Fucking brilliant. Why is there a fucking arrow for a thing I can't fucking go to? You fucking assholes. Okay. And that's a death. I needed to make sure there was something over there.
That's it.
Huh. I'm really looking forward to having to do this stage all over again. Like, should I just randomly go through more doors? Like, I can't go through that one. Maybe it's just I need to try more doors. I don't know. Yeah, it kind of has that energy to it, Vixen Dragon. It's really easy to loop in this stage, too. Like, you just keep going to the same locations over and over again. Comically easy for that to happen. And see, this is the problem with this, is that when you go fast in this game, you will die. Anytime I try to go fast, I burn through lives. And that is not what I should be doing. But the problem is I can't get through the stage unless I move faster. So it's like I'm getting directly punished by this piece of shit timer mechanic. And like, I feel like there's nothing I can do about it. Because, like, yeah, if you go fast, there's tons of things that will just instantly kill you. This game is really not designed for you to move fast, even though they let you. Okay, I technically didn't go this way, but it also probably just loops to an area I've been to. Yeah, it looks like it. I just didn't go to that one little section with a couple power-ups and a little secret. I don't even know if you keep this stuff when you time out. I wouldn't be shocked if you don't. Yeah, Kiki, it doesn't reset. So in some cases, you lose even more time on a stage because it puts you in a different location away from your progression. And there also doesn't seem to be like any more than like 1 to 2 checkpoints in this whole thing. It's very stingy. Well, we're out of time again, chat. I feel like no progress was made. Genuinely feels like fuck all was learned. Oh, I lost another life because how dare I hold right? We still have 15 seconds, so we can lose another life or whatever. That's cool. Anyway, we accomplished nothing other than killing most of the enemies, of which there are 500,000 in the stage. It's almost like the stage even takes longer to do because they crowded it with 1,000,000 enemies.
Bye-bye. I like it.
I don't, Bubsy. I really don't like this stage, and I don't like you.
I am not.
All right, here we go again. It's our third fucking attempt redoing the entire goddamn piece of shit stage. How are you doing, chat? I'm playing Bubsy too. We were doing pretty alright with it until this stage. Pretty much exactly why I was not fully confident I would just speed through this game, because I figured there would be a wall, and we certainly found the wall. And the final boss also might be a gigantic asshole. So, like, I wouldn't put it past the game to make the final boss just, like, terrible. But I'm hoping that I'm going to have enough lives to get through that. So we have confirmed that this is just bugged. So the fire sometimes shows up here, and then other times the fire won't. And it makes no sense. Cool. Honestly, they should give you way more time on this stage. They should give you, like, double the time. But
This
really,
sucks.
there should be no time. The timer mechanic is terrible. It does suck. Quite a bit, Desi. Well, we can farm these continues. Again, unless they take them away. Like, I don't know if you retain these. I have no... As far as I know, there's no way for me to look at any of these things to know what I have. I have never seen that. Apparently, you can just move fast enough to run into a wall. At least it doesn't... I don't know if that damaged me or not. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if that took an HP away. Unclear. Okay. Hoping I just accidentally... Fuck off, die! Hoping I accidentally come across the correct thing and just magically find the exit or something, or the switch or whatever the fuck I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay. I think that's just like a bonus thing. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay. Many zoomies indeed. Oh, would you look at that? I just found a thing. What? I just clipped through this. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Cool. Well-programmed video game. I think it's just gonna loop to the beginning of the stage or something or whatever. So like this doesn't help me, I don't think. But it sure let me clip through that. Okay. Go to the left. Fine, Arrow. I will try and obey your weird orders that don't make sense. I'll go to the left. I don't know what left you mean, how far I need to go left, but I'm going left. Surely you wouldn't lead me astray. It's like, oh, go to the left. No, 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 don't go that far to the left. What are you doing? You're supposed to go down there. Imagine if this game had more arrows. Would that make it better or worse? Who's to say, really? Okay. That's the thing. Oh, these just go through the wall. That's cool. "10 minutes left. Can we do it? Can I do it? Who fucking knows?" This game needs a lot of things. Okay, go up. Do you want me to go in this? It's probably just a bonus stage again. Yep, I don't give a fuck about the bonus stages. I never did this one though, so whatever. These are faster at least. Your watch crashed. That is definitely a part of living in the future, I suppose. Somehow I did pretty good at that. Just moving some shit, sorry. Came off as really fucking loud for no reason.
I am not.
What a cool game. Do the bonus. After you do the bonus, sometimes they'll become an exit. We're not going to be consistent about this. Sometimes the doors just stop working afterwards. But this time, it's going to lead you somewhere different. Now, it's more of a warp in this case, I think. But still, fuck you. These people are the worst. I fucking hate these devs, but oh well. Oh well. So there is a checkpoint. There is a door. A door I cannot reach as of yet. There is another door. There is shit up here. So many things going on. This is a place I've been to many times. However, maybe this time will be different. Okay, that leads over there. Less than 9 minutes remaining. Can I figure out literally anything? This stage to me comes off as like peak red herring level design, where almost everything in this is probably filler and doesn't do anything. That would be my guess, because so far that is the impression I've been getting. See, that door doesn't do anything. Man, I really feel like I'm not getting anywhere on this one. I'm just running to the same problems over and over again. It's probably what I am not doing, I feel, is I'm not trying all of the doors like I think I am. That might be part of the problem. At least that's what I'm hoping. It's probably like a certain door or combination of door or something that is probably what's going on here. God, though, this fucking stage eats so much of your time. It's so ridiculous. Again, I don't understand these springs. Sometimes the game just kills you. It like acts like fall damage happened or something. Like I collided with an enemy that doesn't exist. That has happened, I think, on that exact spring like 3 times on this stage. And it's so fucking annoying. Oh well, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. And someday we'll figure out how that fucking thing opens, assuming it's even progress. I mean, I've hit the ceiling several times and it's never killed me. Like, see there? Hitting the ceiling there, nothing's happening. It's not killing me. Okay. It's possible I've not hit that before. Maybe this thing might be open now. Let's see. Okay, that's progress. I never noticed that was there. So that might be the key. Let's see. That is it. That's what it was. Fuck this level. Holy shit. I'm glad it's over. And with over 6 minutes to spare. So, it is exactly as I said, chat. Almost all of that stage is filler. There's like, I think what, like maybe 3 things you have to do to get through that stage. Like 3 switches you flip or something. And if you know what to do, you can probably get through that stage in like 1 minute. So most of it's just actually just filler, nonsense filler that makes no fucking sense. What a fucking terrible level. Holy fuck. That was something else. I'm buying as many lives as I reasonably feel like I should. Yeah, first try for sure, Kiki. Okay. That stage, thankfully, is done. I have a feeling there won't be another stage that bad, except maybe the shmup level might be that terrible. The other ones have been largely more medicated. Let's do it. Let's just get this one out of the way. I hate these ones, so let's just do it now.
Who wrote this stuff?
This is another one I could just get lost in forever like the other time. I like how the music just keeps restarting. Great programming. Very early checkpoint. That's always suspicious. Yeah, pretty much, Manos. It's very much the energy of this one. These are very, like, panic-inducing, weird stages because of how chaotic they are.
Ah, nuts!
And you can just, like, go really fast to them, too, by holding right, like this. It's just sometimes useful when you have to redo sections and there's nothing going on. The game alleges I'm going the correct way. Okay. We'll see if that ends up being true. I love these things. They're almost impossible to hit. So many like teeny tiny little fucking enemies here. The general theming of this section, it seems. Fucking hell. Checkpoints are pretty generous so far, so like I don't really have too much self-preservation here, which is why I'm kind of tanking some hits or taking risky ones. Because at least the enemies die forever when they're dead, right? Game says I'm still going the right way. I don't know if I believe it. At least, again, the checkpoints have been good. Is this going to be like one of these rare stages that actually is like medicated? Because, I don't know. So far, it's been surprisingly normal, but it could just end up being another, like, weird one where they confuse you. It would look better with a cloth pattern, it's true. It needs to have a burlap sack over it, like, in truth. I just saw the exit, and now I'm going the opposite direction of the exit, which may be telling me that that was just a red herring, so let's go back. Oh, apparently the game doesn't do that. Okay. It did want to give me a checkpoint in an area that arguably is not a checkpoint, however. What is this game doing now? See, it started, chat. It started. The stage has already started lying to me. Like, look at what they're doing. Look at what they're doing. What are they doing? They're telling me to go this way. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is certainly... Oh, yeah. Okay. What is wrong with them? Go right. Go left. Go right. Go left again. How about you go fuck yourself? Like...
Oh.
Man. Also, they spawn you next to bees. Fuckers. Okay. See.
This sucks.
Here's my guess. The exit is between these two locations. Maybe. But it looks very closed in. But maybe it opens up here? Or there's two routes here? Like there might be two... Okay, there's a checkpoint up here. That's interesting. Wow, I died quickly that time. Probably because of those fucking bees. Oh, the music stopped. The music broke. What a cool game. This game's awesome. Surely nobody makes it like Bubsy 2. Yeah, that's kind of the impression I get too. The best in the biz, that's right. I love how it's just silence now. Right, so I think we went there before and then they looped us all the way around. There's a continue, that's cool. And then there's the... Okay, there it is. So I was correct. I was correct. They were technically telling the truth. It was just tucked away in a really weird spot. So we actually figured that one out faster than some of these other stages. This is still shit, though. And also fucking lol at the fucking music just stopped working. Man.
Great score.
We do take those.
Who wrote this stuff?
Because that could have been a lot worse than what it was. All right, let's do the space one. We're still under 3 hours on this game. I don't remember how long the first game took. I think it took 4 hours. That's what I recall. All right, this stage has like those trolley bits. You gotta watch out for those instant deaths. They're gonna probably abuse the fuck out of it on this stage. So it seems like this stage is gonna really also make use of these laser things. There's a 2-up in there. So there's gonna be like secret lasers and these levers and shit. And yeah, some of them will be disabled, others won't. I bet it probably alternates them depending on which one you hit. Or there might be a certain order to do some of these. That wouldn't shock me. There's a continue there, but I would die getting it. Unless I solved their maze. Solve my maze, Bubsy. Okay, that one wasn't too bad. Alright. I don't really know what those treasure chests do, though, to be honest. I never figured that out. Yeah, it's Bubsy's evil test. That's right. The points go up. And maybe that's what those treasure chests do. Maybe they just make the points go higher. I mean, everything makes points go higher in these kinds of games, but like, I guess that might be all it is. Oh, I just got a checkpoint. I don't know if that's good. Is that good? Yes, but also Bubsy 4D is in there, so that's probably going to be the only good one. There may be one good Bubsy game ever released, and it will probably be Bubsy 4D based off the demo. Okay, they want me to go that way. All right. If you insist. Still go to the left? All right. Like, I don't know. There are some that are not necessarily good, or like at worst they might be mediocre, but like the recent revival games, the indie ones, those, at least to my understanding, are supposed to be comically short. Like, immensely so. So, like, those aren't really a concern, even if they suck. Okay. They really are trying constantly to troll the player rate. And for the most part, I've done a pretty solid job of not falling for their tricks, but it's probably because I'm so used to bullshit games and this game's machinations and playing a bunch of this first game and it being similarly evil. Yeah, never good, but sometimes short. I think that's a good way of putting it. Like, even Bubsy 1 and 2 are all in all not very long. Like, the fucking... Like, the average GameCube game is often a minimum of, like, 8 hours. And some of those games really suck. And to play, like, something that sucks for, like, 8 hours straight is definitely not a great experience. So in a lot of ways, this is still better than, like, playing, like, your average licensed GameCube game slop or whatever. So, you know, it's a matter of perspective. We'll see what I think about some of the later games. I might not think that way about like the Jaguar game or the or like the PS1 3D game. Jesus, they just really put everything in this section. I like how sometimes the sound effects break too, not just the music, but sometimes you just don't hear any sound. Like when I was hitting that pig, one of those pigs, it made no noise. That was also certainly a thing. Seems like we have like a fucking another switch puzzle here. Ooh, a 2-up, nice. Now, okay, I think what happened here, from what I recall, is this is like making a bridge, sort of, between the other end of the stage I was at just before. I think that's what that is. So, we don't want to go that way. Fuck you. At least I got a checkpoint. Blindsiding you with that bullshit. Sometimes they still fool me because there's just so many endless tricks. They just never stop trying to troll the player. Okay. One thing I'm a little surprised by with this stage is the low quantity of enemies. This is like the lowest amount of enemies in this entire floor so far. Like, very few. It's like closer to what it was in the first floor. Oh, okay. Wow, okay, that was really simple. That was really straightforward. That was like pretty simple. Wow, that's weird to have at this point in the game. We even got to continue out of that. I think we're assuming you can't stack them if you time out on a level. I can only assume that we must be pretty close. Like we must have like 5 continues at least or something, which is nice. Plus all the lives and shit. So that's neat. We're getting pretty close here, because like my understanding based off the manuals, there should be very little left. We have like, what, 1 stage left and then the boss. And I'm definitely dreading the boss. The boss could be really, really fucked. Because like, remember, Bubsy 1 bosses were really bad. Okay, whoa, that's a weird pause screen for the floor. What? So, does the 1 mean, does the 1 mean like player 1? It doesn't, surely it wouldn't mean continues, right? Because I've collected way more than that in this playthrough. How strange.
Go for Baroque.
Suey Lewis and the News. Whoa. That's like Huey Lewis and the News. I get that reference. Sound broke again. Oh, now it's back. You don't get it? Could I explain? No. Where the hell did that bird come from? What? Okay. So one of the things I gotta watch out for on this stage in terms of trolling is like the death pits that have like the fucking hashtags in them. And apparently those fuckers. Jesus. Alright, great start. 90 or 89 lives. Yeah, pretty much, Andy. Welcome. It's been a bit, Andy. Nice to see you. Hope you've been keeping all right. Or keeping well, best you can. I'm playing Bubsy too, so... You know how I'm doing. Honestly, though, this isn't... Like, all things considered, this could be a hell of a lot worse. It could be Bubsy 1. Could be Bubsy 1. There... Oh, I got hit by something that I wasn't touching. That's cool.
Bye-bye.
That's always awesome. Thanks, Bubsy. We still haven't found a checkpoint in this stage, but we haven't really moved much either, so... Cool, cool. Melting, understandable. It's over 27 degrees in my room, but my room's been so hot for like some months now that I'm kind of just getting used to the intense heat. Kind of turning into like I live in Hawaii or something when I don't. Okay. Weird section of the level. There's like basically nothing down there. Put on the golden bikini? Maybe. If I had one on my model. I wonder if there's like a reason to turn that switch off for progression. I wonder if that's like a red herring. Because I can't find a way out of this stage. And remember, there's a timer. They're telling me to go up, but I can't like keep going up. Like, I don't see up. It just leads to a dead end. So I'm wondering maybe like that lever, whatever you want to call it, switch is like just a fucking trick. I don't know. I guess I can go this way. Okay, we can go this way. This is what killed me last... One of the things that killed me. Alright. Again, nonsense level design. I found a new area with a checkpoint, and the game was telling me to go up directly from where I was at, and that led nowhere. This just keeps happening. The arrows lie constantly. I think the arrows lie the most in these, like, music stages. That's been my experience. I think these ones are the most misleading in terms of trying to give the player direction. Oh my god, this fucking thing, die. These things are horrible. They're so hard to deal with. Okay. All right, looks like we're making progress, hopefully. Man, this is a clusterfuck up there. Pff, of course, get blindsided eventually. Enemies moving that quickly. Of course it's gonna happen. At least there's a checkpoint nearby. That's rare. Yep, stamped by an accordion. Axed by an accordion. Chat has different descriptions for this. I just love it how the sound keeps breaking on this stage. Oh, accordion to plan. Ho ho ho. Chat's being activated by plan. Too much Gigaboot's brain disease. Where the hell is this accordion coming from? It keeps fucking disappearing and reappearing. I don't know if I want to go in the giant mouth. I don't know if I trust the giant mouth. Maybe it'll make me go in there for progression, but I don't want to test it. Oh my god, this enemy keeps looping in infinite. This fucking game. Jeez, there we go. Okay. Good to know that enemies don't retain their health as soon as they're off screen. They just reset. You've been activated since Fidel? What, in regards to Plan? What is there to do with Plan and Fidel? What's the connection there? Wow, the end of the stage. That one wasn't too bad. The arrows mostly lied, but there were some truths. It's weird how, like, bizarre the difficulty is in this game. Hey, Basmati. Some of these stages are super easy. Other stages are nothing. Like, and like, some of them are insanely difficult for like the dumbest reasons. I mean, we have a lot of lives, is the thing. We're up to the final boss. I hope I don't regret my decisions with the shop, because as far as I know, you can't get back to that shop. God, because I remember the final boss is actually a different boss. I think it's...
I like it.
Yeah, it's like an actual bespoke boss. It's the only original boss in the game. And it plays the menu music? Okay. I'm losing... Keeps damaging me. So whenever he does that jump attack, he damages me. And then there's like random projectiles and shit. Ideally, we can get through this one, but this does have the same energy as a Bubsy 1 boss, and that concerns me. I do have a lot of lives, but that could change very quickly with this guy. Yeah, this is like massive budget dimension territory. It feels like I can sort of get away with 3 of these, but I gotta be careful. That was stupid. That was also kind of stupid. I don't know why there's just random dudes in the background that just keep reappearing and disappearing. Okay. Where's the sound? Did the sound break again? Oinker has been defeated. Is that it? Looks like it. The developers really gave up. Holy shit. Well, I beat the game. Yeah, the sound of victory, pure silence. That sure looks like a game beaten to me. Alright. Well, that was very anticlimactic and really took no effort. So, this game's just really generous with lives, huh? I mean, I guess it makes a lot of sense why they would be. Like, I get that. I get why you would be generous. Thank you for the GG's, chat. This is substantially easier than the first game. I guess we just have to press a button. Yep, and then it goes back. So it just loops forever.
Bubsy, 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 Bobcat.
And that's the game, I guess. The credits are something you have to manually roll. So I guess we'll do that. Wow. What's he pushing? He's pushing nothing. Just random Bubsy animations to look at. All in all, that wasn't really that bad. In terms of beating it, the game itself is terrible. On it, like, obviously, it was really obvious what the worst level was here. It was that 3rd Egyptian level. That thing was awful. The thing was heinous. Everything else was like mostly fine. There was that like second shmup stage that was terrible too, but like it was mostly okay in terms of like getting through it. I don't know how long these credits are supposed to be. Oh, it's looping, just like the first game. That's your Bubsy 2, Super Nintendo. The Genesis version is the same shit, just a different sound chip and stuff. My understanding, Sonata and Dante, is that the East Wing was beaten. I think the only difference is you can choose which wing to start with, but I think you do both. Thank you, Desi, for congratulating me. I'm like, the manual says 16 or 15 levels total, and you do the count, 3 floors. That's 15 or 16 if you count the boss. So yeah, that's a bad game. It's a complete chaotic mess. It's still poorly programmed, but it is much better than the first game in terms of just gameplay. But yeah, it sucked. Real shocker, a Bubsy game not being good. But I am glad to have beaten Bubsy 2, because I don't remember beating this game. At least not on Grand Tour. Maybe I did it by selecting third floor or something. So it feels really good and really nice to have finally fully properly beaten this game on like a, without a game over, right? Just a complete clean run of it and actually put this game to bed for me mentally, you know, because this game was a fucking hell realm as a kid, so. It's nice I finally got through it. It's one of these, it's one of those, avenging my youth situations, right? So, that's cool. That's cool. So that was your Bubsy 2. Yippee hooray. My vengeance has indeed been complete. I'm going to check out the Game Boy version. Because we need to know, and it is the next one in the line of Bubsy games. So we do have to check that out. And we'll see what that ends up being. Because it's gotta be something, so. I guess we're gonna find out. Good old Game Boy. I'm gonna have to make a different crop for this, of course, because it's Game Boy, different aspect ratio. Oh, and the Retro Tank really doesn't know what to do with this one. Shit, I didn't think of that. Let me try changing the settings here, because this is all gonna be all kinds of fucked. Oh, man, is this gonna take like 15 minutes to figure out? I don't want to like spend 15 minutes trying to figure this shit out. Let me... So man, that's the thing about this, is it's like, oh man, I'm gonna have to figure out a whole bunch of shit. Okay. So how many settings do I have here for presets? I'm trying to remember that. I have a handful. Probably the generic 4x3 is the one I want. Based off what I'm seeing here. Yeah, PS1. There's Saturn. Do we have a Game Boy? We have a Neo Geo. And 64. They do seem to have most of the systems so far. Different variant of the PS1. Combo of Genesis and Saturn. Okay, so it's kind of looped then. So we want generic 4x3, I guess. It makes the most sense. Alrighty. Alrighty. The menu sure looks squished, though. Maybe the game won't look squished. At least I hope so. Alright. It sure looks a bit scuffed. There's Bubsy too, but how's it gonna look in the game? I think this looks incorrect. Yeah, well, let's see. It's very small. Maybe there's a core setting I can use here. to like kind of maybe okay, Super Game Boy being on seems to make this look better. It makes this less squished. Audio, video. We can do custom palettes. Ooh. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll make it look more Game Boy-y instead of black and white, monochrome. We can do a frame blend. Sure, that'll look awesome. Okay. The Game Boy original was never stereo originally, right? So it was only ever a mono affair. That would make sense to me considering how budget it was. I never owned a Game Boy. Let's see. So, like, is there a way for this not to be a teeny tiny fucking screen made for babies? Because I'm not having any luck with that yet. I don't know if there's any Mr. Experts in the chat with fucking retro tank shit. But this is kind of like a pain in the ass. Because like changing the scaling doesn't seem to do anything. Changing the aspect ratio doesn't seem to do anything. This shit doesn't do fuck. Do I just need to make a separate profile for this? Like, I mean, on the retro tank, I guess I could just like start cropping it and do that, but I feel like there's gotta be a better way to do this. I don't know. Maybe there isn't. Maybe this is just what it does. I mean, I guess I can just make a Game Boy profile, why not? I wish I had the foresight to prepare for this, off stream, but sometimes we do it live. Okay. Alright, go crop. It's very fast cropping this. Very exciting. Wow. Bespoke Game Boy. Alright, so then I want it here. We're really mega cropping this bitch. Alrighty. That didn't... Okay, so it did crop it, but it's not scaling it. I'm confused. Why is it not making this bigger? Isn't that the point? Or is it just getting rid of the black bars? Like, what was the point of me just doing that? Like, that didn't make the screen bigger. What the fuck? I thought that was why the cropping was existent for that. Maybe I'm wrong? We're learning all kinds of things here. And we're hearing a very good music loop while we do it. Man. Clearly, I should have made this HDMI for this fucking core. Or maybe I swapped emulator, I don't know. Because an emulator would solve this fucking problem immediately. Because I don't see anything that makes this bigger. Like, I thought that the cropping would do that. I thought that was the whole point. Like, there's these positioning things that just move it around. And that's not even remotely helpful. It just moves it around within the crop. I guess I just might have to be forced to play this in a teeny tiny screen on my end. Like, I can crop it for stream. You guys wouldn't have to see this. I just thought I could fix it entirely on the RetroTink end. But the answer seems to be a resounding no. That's so fucking weird. Like, maybe it's this? No, but that just also moves it. Like, what? I thought maybe size would solve this problem, right? Like, I thought maybe, oh, the size would fix this problem. The answer seems to be no. How stupid. So I guess having a separate profile doesn't do anything, so let's just load the profile again so I get the crops back to the way it was, because I didn't save it, so... It doesn't make any difference. Okay, let me try one more thing here, because it says scaling, so I assume, like, this would do anything? Okay, it is making it bigger. But the problem is it's not doing it in an even automatic way. Hi, Eerie Gray. So the size thing does do what it's supposed to. But it doesn't do it linked between these two. So I would have to do it the same on both of these. I guess I could try. I guess I could try that. Like, if I just do... Man, that is... The horizontal is really not doing much of anything. So this kind of just seems to be a non-starter. It's just going to be a baby tiny screen for no fucking reason. That's stupid. There's really nothing I can do to fix that, it seems, and like at least within any remote normal time frame. So for you guys, you won't have this problem, but I'm going to be playing this in a fucking tiny-ass window. Is basically the deal. Oh well, I guess. Let me make a crop for the stream. Alrighty, let's get it started. So the viewing experience on your end will be superb. Me, though, it's going to be really small, but I'll still be able to see everything. It's just going to be small is all. And that's annoying, but I'll live with it. I hope you're enjoying listening to this over and over again. I certainly am. Like, here's the thing. I could be going through all this effort, and then it ends up not being a valid version. Like, it might just be the same fucking shit as what we just did. It's entirely possible, chat. I'm also noticing the signal is not very clean on the like the analog. It's kind of a bit dirty. Maybe that makes it more legit. I don't think the filter would cause that. Like, I guess you probably wouldn't see it if it was monochrome, but when you add the filter, it does reveal that. The Mister won't scale it, Tommy Fists. I'm using analog, and it refuses, and the RetroTink won't do it correctly either. So it just looks like a tiny-ass fucking window. I can still see the game perfectly fine, it just won't... It won't go to a larger screen when it could. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to piss. I've been holding in a piss for a bit. I just noticed the crop is still not quite where I want it. Before I go piss, let me... Wait, I had another crop on? God damn it. Right, I did. Fuck. So we're actually still not done cropping. Hold on. There's still more cropping to do. I'm stupid. Fucking hell, I hate how disorganized this has become. The crop must be finished before I go piss. Okay. I will go piss in a moment. Momentarily. I gotta finish this first. Otherwise, I won't feel clean. Okay, now I think it's good. Good enough anyway. This is acceptable. That also means that I can have more fun with the model because there's more space because it's Game Boy. That's cool. So I can, like, become bigger if I want. Which maybe I do. Maybe I want to be bigger. Who knows? Anyway. I am gonna go do that. I will be back in a minute or two. Back. And finally gonna play this. Apologies for all of the waiting. I don't know if I'm beating this one because I don't know what this is. It seems to have a very similar structure. This may be the same game pared down. Thank you for welcoming me back. It has a grand tour, it has a third floor, it has a second, has a first. It doesn't have the mini games or the two-player shit. It has a music and sound effects setting though. Interesting. Everything involving Game Boy seems to be okay. Maybe it's not, it's just weird. Select. You can make sound effects only, no sound, music only, or both for some reason. Okay. Sure. All right. Hopefully the controls are okay for this. The Amazatorium first floor. It's what it called it. They called it in the manual. Geez, there's a lot of resolution switching in this fucking game. What is it doing? Maybe I should play this on emulator. Bubsy sure controls completely different in this version. He has, he's very slippery. He's so slippery. I am very concerned. But yeah, it keeps losing signal on my end every fucking time it does anything. At least when I'm in the actual stage, it should be fine. Okay. This does not control even remotely similar. This seems incredibly unfortunate. He's also moving very slowly. This seems to be mostly a one-button game. There are items, though. The music's similar, but it's still fucked up, but it's, the whole game in Molasses, it kind of feels like it. Wow, this is really rough. So far, this does seem to be a different game. It plays differently. The stages don't appear to be the same so far. So I think this is a game that I'd have to beat then. I figured it would be. This is unbelievably rough. Wow, the music's sure trying some stuff. It's not too loud, is it? It doesn't seem to be, but let me know if it's too loud. You never considered Bubsy having its own equivalent of Donkey Kong Land? Hey, that's fair. Apparently that counted as a hit. And so did that. Invincibility frames. Not good. Bubsy dead. About equal with me? Well, I don't know if I want it to be about equal with me. I need to be able to heard over the music. The sound is fine. Okay, I'm gonna drop it a little bit just in case. There's still a fucking timer in this fucking game. When will they learn? When will they fucking learn? You can still look around. The original Game Boy didn't have any shoulder buttons, though. It's also very possible that the Game Boy game is like not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's possible the Game Boy version is like short, like really short. Most Game Boy games are very short, but only if like you don't constantly pound sand on them and you can beat them, right? Apparently the fire doesn't do anything in this game. Okay. Interesting. Thank you, dude. There always needs to be somebody who's holding the fort on all the puns. The real question is, am I big enough for chat? Do you think I'm big enough, chat? Do I need to be bigger? Do I need to be smaller? What is it that you wish for me? Should I be in my cool pose? Maybe I need to be my cool pose. Maybe that's what the world needs. I don't know. Maximum Masami? Yes, just like the crisis suit. Yeah, cool pose.
Thank you, Goku.
Goku's not around, but sure. I really like how the music just starts making random loud fucking noises. That's always cool. Something
Since Goku was
damaged me
here,
there.
it was
What?
fun. Everyone liked Goku.
Okay.
Thank you, Goku.
Okay, I guess I can't damage this enemy when the pot's there. Cool. This pot doesn't seem to do anything. Is this, it is a door. Okay, I was not sure if that was a door. It was incredibly unclear, but yeah, unfortunately, chat, everything I'm seeing here is showcasing that this is its own video game and distinctly different from the Bubsy 2 we just cleared. In fact, even though I don't need to change the stream title, I will emphasize that it is on Game Boy because the people need to know. The people need to know. They would obviously see it by looking at the screen, but they need to know. So apparently just trying to kill those fucking flying penguin things at all is a death sentence. Also, I think I got a game over. I'm not sure what happened there. It sure looks like shit, though. I do wish the video signal was cleaner, but I guess it probably has something to do with the way that the Game Boy core works with, like, analog hardware. Definitely should have gone with an HDMI setup for this. It is very doable. It's just not... Oh, Fantasy Wall, cool. It is doable, just not on short notice. Like, it's not that hard to switch my Mister over to HDMI. I can do both. I can do analog and HDMI on the same board. That's one of the reasons I got it. Is that a death pit? I guess we'll find out. Oh no, it's back down here. So here's something that's interesting. Consistent across all Bubsy games, apparently. Even the Game Boy version saves into memory when enemies are dead. Because that was an enemy I killed, remember? We've been there. So it actually still, that strategy still applies here. However, some of these enemies are much harder to kill. So there is that. And according to the game, we have 2 lives. Also, a lot of these enemies just have a lot of health. It seems like every enemy takes 3 hits no matter what, which is also strange. I love having a door next to a door, so everything's even more confusing to navigate. There's just so many more doors now. Look at all these doors. We're doing a maze right off on our first level here. What the fuck? Okay, I picked that up. I wasn't sure if it vanished in front of me, because I didn't really feel like I touched the one up, but apparently I did. This has certainly been something. Oh, this is a mini game. Jesus, it took forever for it to swap over. Well, some things are certainly similar, aren't they? Nothing's moving on this one. And wow, this is much harder to control. Wow, it is so hard to hit anything. Why does it keep moving to the left? Why is that happening? What? Like they keep... What? This is buggy. This isn't working correctly. This is fucking weird. What is it doing? It's not controlling even remotely like it does on the Super Nintendo. This is completely different. I can't hit anything. It's like impossible. What? The fuck? And if I don't put in any direction, the frog just rapidly moves to the left. I don't know why everything wants to rapidly move to the left. That is incredibly strange. What the fuck is this version? I can't even get it to move in that spot. This doesn't seem to work. Like, straight up, this does not function. This minigame actually seems impossible. I don't know what they did to it. But it actually seems broken. Like, it just doesn't work, period. But yeah, this is, like, incredibly annoying, though, is the thing. Because of the resolution switching and it constantly doing that between any kind of loading. So I'm probably going to, like, maybe swap to an emulator or something, because this is, like, really dog shit experience. Like, this would probably make this take way longer than it needs to, playing it on a Mister. At least in its current state. Like, if I were to swap to HDMI, this problem goes away. But this is currently kind of, like, not a very good way to stream this or even, like, play this, so. I might end up, just doing something else with this. I don't know. Not like I've really made any progress, so. This sure sucks, though. Doesn't it? Man. Something with this game, too, that I'm noticing is unlike its Super Nintendo counterpart, you can't... Like, trying to damage the enemies just damages you most of the time, even when you're clearly doing everything correctly, you know? I also haven't found a single checkpoint in this whole stage. Like, in that particular situation, I should have been completely safe, and I should have been able to kill that enemy without taking damage. In this version, apparently it just gets killed, so I don't really know what you're meant to do to avoid damage in this game or complete this game. So this one might end up actually being a big brick wall for, like, the challenge, which was always something I figured could happen. Also, shoutouts to there being 500 doors here. Armadillo drop, whoa. But yeah, it takes way too long for the resolution to switch over. Like, I can't see it and the minigame's already started. Like, I see it now, but I couldn't see it for like 4 seconds after the minigame started, so this is kind of unplayable in its current state. Cool, I got nothing. It's good to show off though, but I do think I need to like have time to prepare this for a stream. I wasn't expecting Game Boy on Mr. to be like a fucking turd if you use analog. Cause yeah, this is an awful experience, especially on my end. Like, I don't know what the deal is, but this is like really fucked. The game's already clearly bad enough, having to deal with like all of these massive amounts of compromises on the Mister is annoying. Again, though, if I went to HDMI, there would be zero issues. It's just I can't do that on short notice, so I'd have to do it another time. So we'll like poke at this a little bit, but there's definitely no way I'm getting this done today. Based off of how incredibly scuffed this fucking game is, I anticipate this would take at least a full stream, if not a couple streams. Unless, of course, it's just really short, and once you kind of figure out what's going on with it, maybe it's like nothing. Maybe it's actually quite easy if you just know what its deal is. It's entirely possible, we just don't know. What I am noticing is that everything's a fucking maze here. This is like... I mean, I'm wondering if this whole game is just going to be like a platformer hell maze. Even more so than its SNES version. Because there's barely anything going on other than it being buggy as fuck, playing like shit, and everything's a maze. So maybe it's just the Egyptian levels. I don't know. Hi, Oblivion Bird. Maybe it's only the Egyptian levels because they were really nasty on SNES. So it could be that. It could be what's up. What's really actually quite funny, chat, is the best way I have to play this is the way I can't stream it. I own an analog pocket. The definitive experience for playing it would be on an analog pocket, but you wouldn't be able to see it. I know there's a dock for it, but that's not the same thing, because like the analog pocket screen is very nice and very good for this specific kind of purpose. Yes, there is. There is a time, so I am blocking it currently. Hold on. There's a time right there. Streaming's hard. I can make myself a little smaller. There we go. Streaming's tricky. It's a difficult thing. You can see the time better there. Yeah, there is a timer, because of course there is. I mentioned it a little bit earlier. Oh yeah, no, this is a Bubsy. Toe to tip. This is a Bubsy game. Yeah, no, they don't feel like they were held back by the Game Boy hardware here. They stuck to their vision of making dog shit, and they sure stuck. Eh. God, it just sounds so terrible. Not that this SNES sounded good. But yeah, this mostly just comes off as a fucking maze game, which is fine. I know, right? Normal speed timer, and yet I move the worst I've ever moved in a Bubsy game. This game controls atrociously. I'm not sure why they made it control this badly, because like Game Boy games don't have to control this terribly. Dude, I have nowhere. I just keep going back to the same places. I keep getting lost. Like, same areas. Like, what have I not been through? What is the mystery here? Yeah? I think somebody mentioned that as well, Sheepy. Someone was mentioning Rayman. So you're not the only one who's had that thought process, I suppose. Man, there's just so many of these are just dead ends. I do wonder if the other stages are like this. Or if it's just the Egyptian ones that are this tier of rancid. Because again, they were like this on SNES, just not this egregious. We did just literally see that game, so... I do wonder if it's just this is the whole game and this is what it does, or if it's just here. We'll find out, because we can try the other levels. We just have to reset. Takes so long, too, to just like... Man, okay. Nice fantasy wall. Alright, at least this is a different area, I think. The graphics are indeed so beautiful. Like, I can adjust them. Jeez, I can barely fucking read this. I can adjust them. Let's see. Yeah, this is tough to read. Why does it look even worse than it did last time? Like, this is actually a lot more clear earlier. Now it's less clear. I guess it's because I'm in the game and not at the bios. That's probably what it is. We can do scan doubler effects. I'm sure that looks great. Oh, it's certainly oh, it's this bullshit. Okay. Hey, you want super Z-SNES looking shit right here? It looks so much better now. It certainly fixed the fucking make it CRT. That's something you want, right? You want this? You want your CRT experience on your Game Boy? Wait, what the fuck? Why is it clean now? Is there like a bug going on with this shit? Why does it look so good now? The scan doubler effect was never on, right? Like, it was already, all I did was just put it back to none, right? Like, am I hallucinating? Yeah, I don't think so. Like, I think, man, this is a clusterfuck. Yeah, you fuck this? I mean, this isn't a Bubsy thing. This is a fucking Mr. Core thing interacting with an analog signal. Yeah, now it doesn't look like shit. What the hell? Like, why does that look so much better now? Even the signal looks cleaner. And the aspect ratio changed. On the crop, I think. Yeah, what the fuck? Okay. I don't know what the fuck is going on with the Mister and the analog signal with the retro tank, but clearly this is not the way to stream a Game Boy game. So this is just getting dumpstered, but I do want to find out what the other levels are like, and then I come back to this particular game on another stream. I'm sure if I just swap the Mister to an HDMI thing or whatever, it will be fine, or I just use an emulator. Considering how fucking sluggish and awful this game is to control at a baseline level, I don't think getting any less input lag is going to make a difference for this game. So, like, emulator is probably the way to go here. But yeah, this is just completely fucked. Like, this makes no fucking sense. So, oh yeah, but I wanted to show, oh yeah, we can make it like monochrome, right? And this is obviously a lot cleaner. It's less exciting, however. But it's definitely cleaner. Filters can sometimes be neat. See how much different this looks? Truly a transformative experience. Okay, apparently this is how you use the items. You press this button, okay. So that's a level exit. Much like in the sequel. You think it's funny to blame Bubsy, even though it clearly is not Bubsy's fault. I see. They do have a shmup. Let's see what the fucking music level looks like in this one. All right, we start inside of a mouth. Good. Already a what? Just go into a bonus at the beginning of the stage. What? What is that? Why? Why though? They really had no idea how to make a game. They had no idea how to make a video game. It's so obvious. Well done. Come on. Any moment now. There you go. Kind of brutal load times on some of these fucking things. Okay, so select changes your items. And then you press the other button to, the A button or whatever to use them. I see. Oh, I'm dead. That was fast. I'm also glad it survived the conversion. Very important. They don't change their faces when you step on them. They look very sad being on the Game Boy. They look extremely upset. They don't want to be here. Again, the consistent trend of trying to damage an enemy in this game damages you instead is so baffling. So like, I guess like under most circumstances, you just simply don't want to touch anything if you want to survive this game. What a fucking clusterfuck. So the impression I'm getting so far is that it's mainly seems to just be the Egyptian stage type that is insistent on making a complete hell maze, whereas this one looks more like a normal hell maze. There's like a difference. That's my impression at least. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't see like 5 trillion doors here. So I'm assuming that this is a bit of a different stage structure and the whole game hasn't been repurposed to just be fucking random doors and trolling and dead ends. There's like a few of them, but there's not like, they're not everywhere. So that's somewhat reassuring. That one just loops back to the beginning. He sure does glide. Look at him go. I don't like his face when he jumps in this. His sprite, see that? That expression? It's almost like he's looking at the camera when he does it. I don't like that. God, this sure runs at a frame rate. Can't even get it a lock 60, God forbid. Bubsy ever run at a lock 60. Anyway, we firmly established this game is not ready for streaming. I did not anticipate that the combination of analog video signals and using the Mr. FPGA would cause it to completely shit itself and make it barely playable on my end and cause shitloads of technical problems. So I'm going to try another game. I'm not entirely sure what the next game is since I have no ideas. Well, I have some ideas, but I don't want to like, I want something that's kind of in the same vein as what I've been doing today. So I'm like, I'm kind of have to think about it, I guess. So I have to think about what the next game is or some shit, I guess. But we will get back to Bubsy 2 on the Game Boy since it's clearly a different game, as unfortunate as that is for me. So